Welcome, everyone, to the world's worst campaign. I am going to be the DM for this. We have Mumbles. I don't know if I'm pointing the right way. We have Mumbles and Gavi and Monkey. Nope, I'm pointing the exact wrong way. Mumbles, Gavi, Monkey.
That was good, yeah.
We all know what you mean.
So tonight is session 1. And it's...
Am I the only one who's nervous that he's already rolling dice?
So, Gavi and Mumbles, are you guys going to be rolling physical dice?
Oh, no.
Okay.
All right.
I just
No, not this session.
Word.
I have to print
So,
I might.
So I was telling Monkey earlier, one thing that we're going to do this game is if there is a big roll that comes up, say somebody is rolling to do something just outlandish that would completely change the tide of the battle or tide of the story or whatever, we're going to do that roll in Roll20. Just so that everybody gets to see it. It's on screen and everything.
Cool.
Otherwise, if you want to roll physical dice,
Then feel free to fudge the numbers for those rolls. I mean, what?
exactly. So yeah, let's get started.
Let's do it.
Okay, so each of you have been approached by an older gentleman who came to you asking for your assistance. They have given you a contract to sign to fulfill this contract between the two of you helping them out, and they have promised to give you each your heart's desire. Each of you know what that heart's desire is, but it may be revealed later. I don't know. We'll find out. And so you're each set off on this adventure, heading towards a farm where you are to protect a farmer's sheep and goats and stuff from some goblins that have been terrorizing the farm. So you are all on the road as you get closer to this farm. You all meet up and begin to realize that, hey, we're all going to the same place. So, first off, you have this old, little, wrinkly, short, elven man, Monkey. Would you like to describe your character?
Well, gosh, I don't really know how to describe such a fine specimen of elf here, but I'm quite short. I have a staff that I walk with. I got one lazy eye, and I'm a feisty old coot, and I'm not afraid of nothing and nobody, and sometimes I talk to myself a little bit, but it's fine. I don't have a lot of other people to talk to, so that's what happens when I do that there. That's not gonna,
Monkey's playing himself this campaign.
it's not gonna get old at all. It's gonna be great.
So Monkey, your character is walking up this road, and all of a sudden, a road off to the right, there's a short. You think it's a halfling. You've seen halflings in your day, long time ago, but you've seen halflings. But this halfling is stout. Gavi, would you like to describe your character as you come up on Monkey's character?
Well, you see, wow, that's not his voice at all.
Take two.
Totally lost it.
I hate
Pizza was
that.
too good. Give me a second. So, yes, so I'm my name's Horton, and I'm a dwarflin, and what that's what happens when, well, as it happened with me, it was me dear mother, a very fine dwarvish lady of great beard. She had completed some sort of major adventure in times past, and then she was celebrating at a little inn or something. I'm not entirely sure. And my father, he was visiting the town from his little farm, and when she come out of the tavern, she saw him, and she says to herself, this must be love at first sight. And they didn't quite fill me in on all the details of what happened next, but I've been told that about a year later I popped up out of somewhere. And so we've been living on my father's farm, the TennyFoot farms, and that's where I've grown up all my life. And I don't know really if I've met anyone else up until recently. It was kind of very, very recent. I met this fellow. My parents, of course, they were kind of having this weird conversation a couple of times, like pointing at me and gesturing and saying stuff like, he doesn't seem to be growing quite right, and he doesn't seem to be socializing properly. And so I think that they were trying to help me out somewhat, and so they sent me on this kind of an adventure. Um, it's taken a lot longer than I thought it would, because I kind of figured I'd be back by dinner, and as it turns out, it's a lot harder to find an adventure than you might think it is. And so I've been kind of searching for one for at least the last 7 or 8 hours. And this feller, he comes up to me and he offers me an adventure to go and to slay some goblins. And so that's what I'm here to do. And I'm looking forward to it quite a bit. I'm not entirely sure what a goblin is, but to slay him sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. And perhaps maybe somewhere along the way, I can do the other things that my dear mum asked me to do as well. So I'm just here, and I'm going to do everything that I can to fit in and to be an adventurer. I think that's what they call them now.
I'm sorry. Did you say dwarfling?
Yeah. Yes.
It's like a dwarf and a halfling, right? I guess.
Yes.
Back in my day, we didn't have no dwarflings. What is this world coming to? I should have stayed in my forest.
Well, no, you see, I'm not entirely sure if there's any more of me, because, I don't know of anyone else. Well, I mean, quite frankly, I don't know of anyone else. So, It's kind of a unique situation, you might say. I'm trying to really find a place in the world. And up until now, I thought it was very comfortable. I just kind of sitting there at my house, and my mom, my dad, and we just kind of were happy there. But I was told something about like the grand motherly gleam in her eye. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but I may have been sent out in some capacity to make that not be a problem. If it is a problem, I'm not really sure.
So
That's a lot
about
to
this
take
time,
in.
about this time, uh, there seems to be a large shadow that overcasts the two of you in conversation. Um, Mumbles, would you like to describe your character?
Absolutely. So, up walks this tall lizard folk fella, and he's about 6'4" or so, nice green skin, and right there on the top of his head makes him seem even taller. He's got this dark green sort of sail that comes back almost like a mohawk and goes down his neck. And as he walks up to you, you'll see that he's got this spectral hand that floats and sort of plays and messes with the sail there on his head. Sort of looks more like a nervous tick than anything else. He'll walk up and he'll go, "All right, half dwarf and an old man. Where the heck are you two headed?"
Well, you see, I'm not entirely sure. I met a man who told me I should go and try to protect his sheep from some goblins. And I'm not really sure really what sheep are or what goblins are or how to find his farm. Or that I didn't even really know that there was another farm aside from TennyFoot farms until recently. So I'm trying to just kind of follow this road, which is kind of the general direction where he pointed. And I happened to encounter this little creature here.
TennyFoot Farm? Do you say TennyFoot Farms?
Well, yes, I did say TennyFoot Farms.
All right, settle down.
You do have some small feet. That does make sense. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm actually told they're quite large for a dwarflin. Although, again, of course, I don't know if there's any more of us. Tell me, Mister. I think you're a Mister Large Green Thing. Are you one of the tall folk?
Oh yeah, you can call me Thurkear. You know, and what do you mean by tall?
You have 3 ears?
Yeah. All right. Cool. So we have long-winded and deaf. I'll remember that.
Huh?
So, yeah. What do you mean by tall folk? What's that? Wouldn't everybody be a tall folk to you?
Well, that's precisely the point.
Probably not me.
True.
Well, that's true.
You are a little folk, a littler folk than I.
But I really just kind of feel like that's because he's hunched over. I feel like if we really got him by the shoulders and straightened him out,
don't you dare, young man! I will whip you.
Old man, the day you can whip me, I don't even know what to say to that.
I'm gonna hit him gently with my stick, right on the kneecap.
Ow! You wounded me. Do you feel satisfied now?
Told you.
As you guys are communicating and bickering back and forth, you find yourself getting closer and closer to what seems to be a winding ridge. And on top of this ridge that backs a mountainside, you can see a small hut, and you start to hear the distant sounds of the baas of sheep and the whatever noise goats make. As you approach
in Minecraft,
farm
they scream.
So as you all approach this winding path,
I don't hear anything, so I can't say anything.
As you approach this winding path, you get towards the top, and there standing before you is the old man who had greeted each of you individually and asked you to come and tend to his farm.
That's where you got to, is it?
Well, yes. This is where I've ended up. Thank you all for coming. The goblins usually don't come around until closer to nightfall, so we have several hours to prepare. I don't know where you would want to start. You may want to divvy up if you have any sort of plans on keeping my farm safe.
I'm not a plans person. I don't know about you fellers.
Well, you see, my dear mom, she was, of course, an adventurer, and so she taught me very well a lot of things that I think could be very useful in this sort of situation. Um, um, can you give me a bit of a layout of the farm here, and kind of tell me what direction maybe the goblins will be coming from?
Oh yes. So you see, they usually come up this ridge here, uh, uh, and I've got this fence up here, but it doesn't really do much except for keeping me from falling off the edge. You see, um, the sheep are more towards the western side, and then I got the goats up north. But they're backed by a mountain. Usually, it's a frontal assault that we're having to deal with up here.
So they attack you uphill?
Which way are we coming in?
You guys are coming. You guys have walked up this hill.
I would like to point out to the esteemed feller that all I see is a black box.
Yep, you've got to pull your token over.
Bring your token in and come hang out over here.
Oh. That is quite a bit different than I was just seeing it.
So, yeah.
Now, are they able to just climb right up the ridge, or do they walk around this way like we did with the serpentine and the back and the forth and the turns and the things like that?
Yes, they tend to come up the ridge here. Very seldom do they attempt to scale the side. It is quite steep and very unwieldy.
Yeah,
Oh,
I see.
Would it perhaps be possible to try and push some, like, maybe large rocks or something on them as they're passing by below?
I'm a pacifist, so that's really up to you. That's why I hired you all. So I'm just going to go and tend to the sheep and the goats and let you adventurers, figure it out. And
that sounds fair.
he turns and walks away towards the back of the farm.
What was the last thing he said? He said we're gonna figure it out.
I believe that is what he said, yes.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, I got this. So here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna go, and those goblins are gonna come from the west. He said, right? They're gonna be over here somewhere. So we should probably stand with our backs to this hill we just walked up, and then they'll never see us because we're sneaky. And then we'll kill them. That's my plan.
Well, if they're coming from the west,
Yes.
Again, I'm trying to figure out again. Are they coming from the bottom of the hill and working their way up here, or are they actually just coming from like straight over here where they're already kind of halfway up the hill?
He said they were coming from the bottom of the hill.
Yes,
Okay,
off
so
to the west.
Coming
Yeah.
from the east.
Off to the east. Okay.
Yes.
He did say west, right?
I don't think so. Of course, I'm not particularly good at my directions, but I think he may have gestured in this sort of way, kind of like he did when he hired me to come here. He didn't really tell me where it was. He just kind of pointed and said, "Coming," and so here I am.
Yes, he's very, very tall. It's hard to see that high up sometimes. I get confused, Not used
Really?
to people.
He just told you that. He gave me a map. Y'all didn't get a map?
I suddenly feel a lot
I
less
didn't get a
special
map.
than I did a moment ago, and I'm not particularly fond of that feeling.
Yep. I had a map. Y'all just, I don't know. Maybe he just didn't like y'all as much as he liked me.
I can see how that would. He must not like the little people.
He might be a little bit prejudiced against the shorter folk. He may
Yeah.
not think that we're as useful as the tall folk. Maybe he thinks that this one looks big and scary, and he's trying to just intimidate the little goblins.
Well, I mean, as long as your
Justin
stories go on,
Timberlake?
well, I can't really blame him.
But yes, why didn't we try to find some way to put some boulders or rocks or something along this little ridge line here? Maybe when the goblins come, we can push them down on them, and that might do us some good.
Okay, I'm gonna walk over here and I'm gonna pick up this little rock right here, which I assume is like the size of a baseball. All right, I got that. Oh, this one's heavy. It's a heavy rock. Woo.
We might need a slightly larger rock than that.
And exactly how do you propose getting the rocks there?
Well, I'm kind of a stout little fella here. I could probably move them about, and you are a tall folk. Perhaps you could be of some help too. Just kind of, like, well, don't stand where they'd be falling, but like stand somewhere to make them stop moving back the way we don't want them to go yet.
Yeah, because I mean, I may be tall and everything, but I don't really like lifting stuff. That seems a lot like work.
I'm gonna put this one down over right here, cause, it's heavy.
Maybe what we could do is we could get a lot of little rocks, and we could push them all down at the same time.
Like in what's it called? Like a babalanche. Like
a pebble lanch.
What?
Like a pebble lanch.
Like a pebble lanche. That's what it is. I remember those.
Yeah. They're just going to be sliding down the hill. We could call it a rock slide. That seems like a little bit more of a better descriptor
that seems like a lot
of what we're doing there. Just saying. I mean, I don't want to claim to be the most intelligent of the group, but I have a feeling I probably am.
I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that, son.
Well, I'm just saying my mom always said I was real sharp.
Well, we could use you to stab things then.
Yeah, I don't know if she's talking about my mind or my teeth, but honestly, they work about just as well.
How very interesting. While we're doing it, perhaps we could also like dig a little hole. Well, maybe we should dig a bigger hole, because again, I'm not really sure what goblins are or how big they are. But maybe we should dig like a hole or something along the path. Maybe they'll fall in, because if they're going for sheep, which again, not entirely sure what those are either, but if they're going for sheep, I can't imagine that they're particularly intelligent. Maybe they'd fall into our hole, and then we could like reach down in there and stab them or something.
I mean, now I'm all for that. It's like like a fish in a tide pool kind of thing. I got you. Real easy to get to.
Yes. Whatever those two things are, I'm not sure, but exactly like those things, if you think so.
Well,
maybe
we fish. It's got the gills and stuff.
We could roast up some of them fish too at the same time. We could have a nice dinner.
We should probably ask the farmer here if the goblins taste good before we try and roast them.
No, the fish. We roast the fish.
Well, I got a little lost in his analogy, because he was talking about fish, and then I was thinking that you were talking about the goblins. So I was just trying to bridge the gap there in my mind, and I'm a little bit. I just lost it for a moment.
Wait,
so
we're digging the gap, and then we're gonna put a bridge over it. That seems like an awful lot of work, and the goblins will just run right over the bridge.
Well, we can skip the bridging portion, and we can just dig the hole.
Well, what happened to the rock idea?
Well, we can do that too.
We're moving rocks and digging holes. This is really starting to get like work.
Well, if we dig the hole, we can find the rocks in the bottom of the hole.
I thought stab something, get what I came here for, go back home. So can we what about stabbing things? Y'all got stuff to stab stuff with? That's fun.
I have something to stab something with. Yes, I do.
I mostly just hit things with a stick.
Me mother, before I left, she sent me here with a nice long sword. Here it is. You can wait. Here it is. You can see it. Well, no, you can't. You just have to take my word for it.
Prop sale.
Just moved it so fast.
Nailed it.
I don't know, little buddy. I can't see it. You moved too fast for me.
As you can see, I'm quite fast with my little longsword here. It's very nice. Yes. So.
I'd be really scared of that if I thought you could hit anything over my knee.
I just like to hit things with my stick, and I'm gonna tap Mumbles on the. I mean, what's your name? Hold on. I'm gonna use Thurkear on the knee again. Still pretty gently.
Will you stop hitting me with that thing?
I'm just showing you how I do.
Okay, well, save that for when there's actually them goblin things running around. Stop hitting my knee. Don't make it sore.
In respect to that, do we know quite when they're supposed to be coming, these little goblin things? Because I do kind of. I mean, I know I'm out here on kind of an adventure, but I'm hoping to be home in time for my mother's famous great bearded broccoli stew, which is what's on the menu for tonight. And I don't want to really miss it, so I'm hoping that this is over pretty quickly. So maybe we should start digging the hole, and and then I can get home in time for supper.
I don't think that's how it's going to work there, little buddy, but I like your enthusiasm.
Well, we'll see about that, because I mean, mother's very famous great bearded broccoli stew is not something to be missed.
Does it have the fish in it? Did we get away from the fish part?
There were never any fish. It was a metaphor. Okay?
What's the matter? What's the matter for
it
you?
It was a metaphor.
So hang on, hold on. You people mumble too much. That was a joke. And I'm gonna pull out my ear trumpet. What's a metaphor? I have an ear trumpet.
It's it's one thing. You say one thing and it means like another thing.
Well, why don't you just say what you mean there, son? It's very simple. You just talk and you say the things that you're talking about. Goodness graciousness, kids these days.
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and I'm gonna tap him on the head just a couple of times. It's all right. Settle down there, old man.
What is that? What?
Yep. Don't worry. It's me. Don't worry. Just settle down.
That's just.
I actually want to
I'm
touch you because you kind of smell and I don't have any place to wash my hands.
I'm gonna go talk to the little farmer here, and I'm gonna see if maybe he has a shovel we can use to dig the hole, because that might make it a lot better. I mean, I could use my hands, sure, but I find that using a tool can sometimes be a lot more effective than just pulling away at the ground with your hands.
Well, I've never done it any other way, but I ain't been back in the swamp in a while.
Oh, so you're very proficient at digging holes, are you?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't really say that, but I mean, I've been digging stuff my whole life. There's not much else to do in a swamp.
I mostly just dig when I need a new latrine.
All right, that's kind of a gross bit of details about your life, but I'll roll with it.
Hey, what? I don't know. Everybody poops.
I mean, that's what you say. But I haven't read that in a book somewhere. There's definitely not a book about that. I'll say that. 100% confident.
Do you perhaps not poop then, Mr. Thurkear, if you don't want to dig latrines?
I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying that not everything does.
Do you have perhaps an example that you could give to try and prove your point, or to expand on it a little further?
There's a baby. Please hold. Anyway, I thought you were going to get a shovel, young man.
Does he really count as a man? Because he's kind of a green thing?
Oh, no, I was talking to you.
Oh, yes. That's right. Excuse me, Mr. Farmer. Mr. Farmer?
So you look around for the farmer, but you can't seem to find him. However, you do walk over closer to the cottage and find 3 shovels.
Ooh, excellent. Exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, everyone, I found some shovels. I understand.
And they seem to be oddly shaped specifically for each of your sizes.
This is entirely convenient. Look at it. It's perfect. There's a shovel for each of us.
Ah, excellent.
Where? Did you ever think maybe that's a little too convenient?
Well, I mean, it would be nice to have some convenience in life. When you're my age, you don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Actually, I don't look at many horses in the mouth now that I think about it.
I would actually really like to think about this as a sort of a sign of great planning by our employer here, because he went so far as to call us out each individually, and then he went and prepared exactly what we would need for exactly ourselves. So I think this is a great sign of how incredibly well he's planned this all out, and he understood exactly what we would need, and here he has provided it for us.
Oh, he planned the hole out, so where did he want us to dig the hole?
Well, if I could find... Well, I'm assuming he'd like us to dig the hole before we get to the sheep. By the way, where are the sheep?
The sheep are off to the west.
Okay.
There's a field out to the west off map, and you can see the sheep out there roaming around.
So that's what the sheep is. Okay. Kind of a white, fluffy little thing. So we should probably dig the hole somewhere between the little road here and the sheep over there. So maybe somewhere in this area here, so that they kind of cut between the down here and then the up here. I don't assume they can probably climb this little ridge here. So if we dig like a couple of little holes here,
It's actually kind of a tall ridge. It's like twice the height of me.
it doesn't strike me as though it would take a lot to be
Horton.
twice the height of you. Yes,
Roll me an investigation check as you look at the mountain.
this is going to go wonderfully.
Cliffside.
Wait, is this the thing where I get like all the dwarven yada hooters bonuses?
Yes, you do get advantage because it is stone.
Ooh,
Nice.
fancy.
Let's see if I can do this. Aha, advantage. Roll. It's very important advantage, and I didn't mean to whisper it directly to you, but
That's fine. So, yeah. So as you're thinking about the placement of this hole, and you go up to the side of this, which is basically a cliff side, as it is about 25 feet tall. And you've been around a lot of stone in your life to know that if you were to try to climb this, this stone is very brittle, so it would probably snap off if there are handholds, but there don't seem to be very many handholds at all.
Oh, well, Chops, this is even better. You see, looking at this stone wall here, we don't have to bring anything up to the top because this is very weak stone, and I have a crowbar, and all we'd have to do is wait for them to come by, and we could just snap off little chunks and let them rain down on them all on their own. So let's dig a little hole here, and then we can stand up there, and we can throw rocks at them, whatever the little goblins are. So does anyone know what goblins are? Because I don't, and I'd hate to be attacking the wrong thing by accident, you know.
Well, they're kind of little greenish little buggers that they got big old sharp teeth and they're big old claws and they're kind of look like that one over there, but not as big.
I was just going to say, because he was kind of matching your description quite a bit, and I was starting to get a little bit nervous that we'd maybe invited one of our enemies to be among us, and I was just going to make really sure that we didn't have to suddenly try to attack him or nothing, because again, he is sort of a tall folk, and I've never fought one of those before, so I'm kind of nervous about the prospect. I don't know how strong they are, so I'm glad to hear that you're not a goblin, Mr. Thurkear, was it?
Yep, that's me.
Oh, right.
Turkey here? Is that what your name is?
Thurkear.
Hold on. I'm gonna put my shield down, grab my ear trumpet. What?
Thurkear.
You're thirstier?
Oh, son of a.
I got some water in my pouch. Do you need some?
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and pat him on the head again. Simmer down.
Okay, so where do you guys wanting to dig this hole, and what's your plan for the rock slide?
So my plan here is to kind of to dig. I'd like to dig 3 holes because there's 3 of us. We may have time to do that. Ideally, we'd want to do the rock slide as close to the to the thing as possible, where the road is closest to it. So perhaps we could do the rock slide around here, and then we could perhaps also dig a hole on this side, and that might make them panic a bit, which might make them run towards the rock slide, that we could then drop the rocks on them. And then we could dig 2 more holes on the other side of the rock slide, so that when they go to run past the rock slide or climb over it or something, then they would fall in the holes, and then we could poke them with pointy things.
Yep. I'll do it.
So rock slide there.
Mm-hmm.
Then these boxes down here, those are your
Holes? Yes.
holes.
Just want
Hello, hole?
to be my hole, cause it's small like me.
Are they hello holes?
Absolutely.
So, so your plan is to dig these 3 holes,
Mm-hmm.
and then rock slide where the orange is.
I mean, I'd like it if the rocks were to actually hit the path where they'd be walking along, and I'd like it if the holes were more positioned in such a way as to make sure that the things that were walking along the path would fall into them.
I mean, you can put them wherever.
I
I don't know who drew them.
I did.
Put them wherever you want them.
I don't know how to do that.
Just click it and drag it.
Oh, that's not the way.
This is the way.
That's also not the way.
with the arrow.
With the
You
arrow.
selected the arrow.
Select the arrow.
Now you can just click and drag.
Oh. Nope. Not at all.
You can't move these?
I cannot select them in the slightest.
Yeah, I can't select my thing that I drew either.
Weird. Okay. Well, just tell me where you want them, how big you want them to be, and I will put them there.
Well, clearly big enough to get rid of all the goblins. That would be the best way, the best size for them, and in the best
Okay,
places
so-
where all the goblins would fall into them, and then we could really
So
hurt them.
the farmer told you that it was going to be around nightfall when they start coming. It is currently just before lunch, so you have about 6 hours worth of time before you can start expecting them
Mm-hmm.
to be coming. It's going to take you, for each 5-foot hole you dig, it's going to take you about 35 minutes or about 30 minutes.
Okay.
Is that true for the
So-
weak ones too?
Well,
I-
as a group,
Okay.
about 30 minutes per hole.
I mean, it works out because I'm kind of really good with rocks and with dirt and things, so I can kind of make up for any deficiencies that may be in the rest of the party.
Okay. Yeah, I
So-
mean,
So just point and click where you want the holes, and I'll put them there.
I'll have it one like right here.
Okay.
All right, there we go, something like that, and then we'd want another one, probably right around here somewheres, and then maybe another one as like a redoubt or something back this way, and then if we could get that rock slide like big enough to like reach all the way down to the bottom of the map.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So these 3 holes took you an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So you've still got 4.5 hours.
So, because I do know rocks so well, might I be able to make some sort of check to see if I could get like this entire, let me see, draw shape. If I could get like this entire little section right here of wall to just like fall and collapse itself down right here, entirely covering the pathway, just like a great big sheet of rock just goes falling over.
This whole wall right here.
Yes,
Well, just that
Okay.
section.
with just that section, of course. It
Just,
doesn't have to be-
just this section.
Well, I mean, and tall enough, of course, so it would actually. Oh, okay, so 25. You said 25 feet tall, so that would actually go. Let's see, be 1, 2, 3,
Come out to
4.
about here.
Okay, so
Like that would be perfect.
make me a.
I can move things now. I don't know how that happened, but I'm very happy about it.
Make me a perception check
That's gonna go wonderfully.
with advantage.
That's better.
Um,
Let me
To
find
see
it.
if you can find the best way to do this.
Would that be perception, or I mean, it's the same thing. Never mind. Like, would that be perception, or would that be investigation?
Yeah.
They would be the same thing. Actually, I do have slight proficiency in perception, but not in investigation. So, would that be with advantage?
It is with advantage because it is dealing with stone.
Yay. 17.
Okay. So you can identify a few areas that you think, if you were to try and dislodge them, that they would cover a large portion of the road.
Mm-hmm.
So now would be the time to figure out how to trigger that event.
I have a crowbar.
Okay.
Would
what
I
are
be
you
ab-
wanting to do with the crowbar?
I would like to get the crowbar into the rock behind it and to apply some pressure and leverage, and then I can kind of just like pull back on the crowbar, and it'll push the leverage that way against the rock, and the rock will fall down and crush the things that are in front of it.
Okay, so you want to be up on the ridge when they start coming
Yes.
and then trigger it manually.
I'm hoping that they'll panic when they reach the first little hole there, because it's not a normal thing to fall into a hole. At least it really shouldn't be, despite some people who may be a part of this little thing. And then when they panic, they can run forward, and I'll try and hit them with the big rock. And then they'll panic maybe some more, and then they'll fall into our other two little holes, and then we can stick them with pointy things.
And I'm gonna look around also while we're doing this and get some leaves and some brush off the ground so I can cover these holes so they won't know that there are holes there. I can disguise them holes.
That is a very important thing to do. Would never have considered that. Typically, when I fall into a hole, it's when it's totally exposed in the middle of an empty field.
Yes,
So,
I gathered that.
Mr. Old Man, the Hermit Man.
Yes, yes,
Um,
son.
I need you to roll me a survival check.
All right, hold on. Let me look at this dice here. Okay. Let me look at my sheet here. Do I have any kind of advantage for being a wood elf or anything like that?
You do not.
19.
19. Okay. So you are able to gather plenty of foliage and stuff to what you believe is to cover the holes and kind of make it blend in because this is kind of an open area. But you're able to use your survival skills to, as you have tracked many things.
This is not my first trap that I've ever dug there.
So yeah, you take your time and fashion things over each of these holes so that they you feel like they blend in fairly well.
And I don't know if the holes are any bigger by now. Also, while were we still digging before we started? I would have obviously waited till we were done digging before.
Yeah. So the green areas
Yep.
are the 3 holes that you've dug, and those are the areas.
I just didn't know if we got them any bigger because you said there was only an hour and a half, and then we lost
Yeah,
Gavi.
I mean,
for
if
a
you
little
want
while,
them
but then
bigger, if you want them bigger, just
I think we should keep digging.
so the covering of the traps is going to take you about an hour,
Okay.
especially if you make more holes. So that's 2.5 hours of your time. You still have another 3.5 hours if you want to dig more holes or bigger holes.
I would like to. I think let's take this one here and see if we can expand it a little bit bigger. So anything that gets past the cliff face fallen area there, they'll go in this hole. We can maybe go into this side and maybe this side at the same time.
Well, that's a great idea. We could certainly try to do that. Yeah, we could certainly try and dig a bigger hole. Yeah. Just dig a bigger hole.
Dig a bigger. Dig a bigger.
So you want, which ones are you wanting?
I think this one.
Yeah.
This
Go
one?
go that way and that way. Nope. Click. Just
Okay, so you,
up and down another 5 feet.
We
okay,
want it to
so
be
that's-
kind of like the entire ground is open its mouth and swallowing them.
Okay, so that's 2 hours, or you've got 2.5 hours left.
Okay.
What do you think there, tall guy? What else can we do?
Well, I mean, I figured I'd just hide in the bush and shoot fire at things. I don't really know why y'all are digging a bunch of holes.
You can shoot fire?
That seems like a very useful skill.
That's a fancy
Well,
trick.
hold on, and I'm just gonna be honest with y'all because I seem to like you a little bit, and we're about to be potentially going into a life-threatening situation. I've never actually done it before, but I have a working knowledge of how to do it.
That's fine. I'm sure it'll be great. You'll do just fine, young man.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
Miss, what is your name, little fella who's smaller than me?
What?
What is your name?
My name? I don't know my name. I forgot my name 300 years ago.
That seems like quite a long time to not remember your name.
Well, I haven't
Have you-
actually talked to anybody up until this year.
Well, have you tried remembering it at all?
No?
Oh, well, perhaps you should. Then it might come back to you.
It seems like an awful lot of work. I'm gonna be here digging holes and covering up holes. Now you want me to learn my name too? Ugh.
I'm just saying it might make communication a little bit easier if I knew what to call you.
Wow, what is this obsession you have with names? I'm confused. Are you trying to do some hanky-panky or something?
Well, certainly not, sir. I'm just trying to make life a little bit easier as we're already kind of tasked with something that we're totally unprepared for. Because I don't, again, I'm starting to understand that I don't really know what a goblin is or how to kill one. So I'm hoping that everything we're doing is all right, and I'm just trying to, sort of bridge the gap. And out the, I'm sorry, we're going back to bridge building again. I'm sorry, I shouldn't do that.
Yes, but should I make these leaves stronger? They're supposed to be a bridge. I'm
I
still
was going to
confused.
say, no, you should not make them stronger, but maybe we could get some more leaves because when the fella over here, if he figures out how to cast like some sort of, or like throw some fire at them, they might catch on fire and then burn the goblins more. That could be a good thing.
But as long as we don't burn down the rest of the forest, I don't wanna damage any of the forest around here.
Well, we're kind of on a little mountain and things burn upwards, so I don't think we're going to damage the forest. I don't think.
I don't really think that's an issue.
The only thing up here is the sheep in the house, and all we were told is to kill the goblins.
Yeah, he didn't say nothing about the house. We could burn that if we want.
I think maybe that's something that's implied. Are you familiar with that? Things being implied?
No, not really.
Not really. No. Everything's been kind of straightforward in my life.
All right. Well, I'll explain implied to him the same time I explain fish to you, but that's for another day.
Fish. Could use some fish right about. Did we ever get those fish? We were talking about the fish. Is that why we were digging the holes? We got to put some water in the holes.
There weren't any fish. It was a metaphor.
What's the matter for you?
Ah, dang it. Again. Ugh. Can we just get back to digging the holes or covering them with leaves?
Sure. You say so.
It's at this point where I'm kind of reminded of like an old Dickens song, but I had to change it because of how things go with me. Because
does that mean you're gonna sing?
it might, well, not really sing, but just kind of give the words a little bit. Because my mother, she used to sing it to me, but I'm not, I don't quite qualify, so I had to change it a little bit. So it's kind of like, I'm not a dwarf, but I'm digging a hole, diggy hole, diggy hole.
So, Masters, can Mage Hand cover my ears?
Just one.
One of them.
I'll cast Mage Hand to cover one of my ears.
So in one of your ears, it kind of sounds like a wah wah wah.
That was definitely the desired effect.
I see that he's got this magic hand covering his ear, and I walk over and I stick my ear trumpet in his other ear, and then I talk gently into it and I say, "Is that better? Can you hear now?" Really loudly.
In fairness, can he reach my ear?
No.
So I don't want to know what you just stuck that in, because I don't even know.
The lizard folk have belly buttons.
They're not mammals, so no.
Listen, man, I'm a wizard. If you start poking holes in me, I'm dead at level 1. Okay, pal. Keep that to yourself.
Level 1? No, we're up here on the second level of this rock. There, the lower part. Then we're up here, and then there's the upper part. That's such a cute baby. Oh my god. Sorry, I got distracted by baby. Moving on.
1d4 ear horn damage. I'm unconscious.
I have a strength of -1. You're fine.
I think my strength -3.
So you guys,
my unarmed strike is
hours,
0.
2.5 hours before nightfall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, is there anything else you wish to accomplish to fortify this area?
Do you think I could like set a trap? I know how to set snares and things like that for
What you got in mind?
I don't know. I was
Some
thinking
small
like
part of me wants to try and ride a sheep. I don't know why.
like a string trap. Last time you were near sheep, it did not end well.
Those were rams.
So he's been finding a lot of leaves and stuff, right, to kind of cover these holes.
Yep.
So it's established that there's some like foliage around for that.
Correct.
Does it look like there's anything that you could consider to be like tindering or something?
Absolutely. If you wanted to roll me a survival check to see if you can find some tinder.
Yeah. Okay.
Not looking for Bumble.
Make sure you swipe left.
All right.
But to answer your question, Nameless Hermit, you do have a hunting trap in your inventory if you would like to set that up.
How about an 18? Will that do?
18 will do fine. You find as much kindling as you would like
Alright.
to find.
I would.
So
I would
here's
like
what I
set
want to
that
do.
up.
I want to mix the kindling in with a bunch of these leaves that he's found, and I'd like to, like set them in a line across the road.
Okay.
And let me see. Let me check where our hole. Let me see where our hole is. Like if I could do it, actually not across the road. Like if I could do it on either side of the big hole here, right? And then what
Okay.
I'd like to do is be able to set them on fire to funnel them towards the hole
Okay.
with my firebolt. Other than that, I'm gonna try. This is just. Is this like a big bush or is this like a tree from a top down?
Those are trees, top down.
Okay. Because I'd like to find a place to hide myself as high as I can get before they come.
That's my trap.
It's like I'll gather the stuff, I'll put it along the side. Now I don't. Do y'all think I should light these, leaves and stuff on fire to get them into the hole before they come, or when they're coming up the road?
Well, if we're trying to get them for the element of surprise, it might be better to wait.
All right, we'll do that. I'll just set it all along the side of the holes to eventually set on fire.
I have so much cat hair on my nose, it's killing me.
So
I can
this
set that
circle
on
is
fire, too.
your trap.
Yeah, down there in the front there.
All right. Roll me a survival check.
Roll you a survival check. Yeah, sure. Here's that's what I will do. That's a 19 plus 6, so 25.
Epic. All right.
Do you want me to draw something from a fire line?
No, you said just on either side of this big hole, north and
Yeah.
south.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. Good enough for me.
Cool deal. Y'all don't let me forget I can set things on fire.
I have every confidence in your fire. You'll be doing just fine, young man.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay.
All right, and then I'm going to come over here and then also surround myself with leaves and take some dirt and go rub it on my face. Not that you'll notice because I already got a bunch of dirt on my face anyway, so that I blend into the wall and I'm a little camouflaged.
Okay. Give me another survival check.
Another survival check. Oh, that almost fell down. 17 plus 6. That's math.
23.
Yeah.
Okay, you will have advantage on. You'll get a plus 10 to your stealth rolls.
Ooh,
Holy moly.
fancy. That's on top of my plus 6 that I have.
Correct.
Ooh,
You said you did that with leaves and stuff?
leaves and yeah. Come here. I can do it for you too.
No, I'd rather not set myself on fire in case something goes wrong. So, stay clear of the brush whenever
Also-
I'm shooting stuff.
Also, I was just going to say, Mr. Tollfolk, if you could try and avoid setting our little friend here on fire, because he now seems a lot more flammable than he did a couple minutes ago. It might be very helpful if you didn't also burn him when we try to burn the goblins.
Yes, remember where I am because I'm real stealthy. You won't know where I am. I'm right here.
Yeah. So you guys see him over grabbing some of the brush and grabbing some mud, and he basically just makeshifts himself a ghillie suit to blend in with this environment.
Mhm.
And sometimes when he stops moving, you guys just forget he's there because you can't see him.
I'm PETA from Hunger Games.
So he full on turns into Drax, being stillness.
Absolutely.
So still he's invisible.
Except it works.
Absolutely. So as of right now, his passive stealth is a 26. So yeah.
Wow. Wow.
It's a shame that little fellow ran away, Mr. Tollfolk.
I'm
I
still
don't-
here. I can hear you, you know. A little bit. You're a little mumbly.
I don't know what you do to hide like that.
It's
but I'll
funny,
have to
that
look
other
at
one
it.
seems like he would be the mumbly one, but it's mostly you.
I'm so dumb.
I'm told it might be some crippling social anxiety, but I'm not sure really what that is because I've never really had a social interaction before.
Gavi and I had a long conversation before this, and we both came to the conclusion that we feel bad for you, Mumbles. Not Masters. He did it to himself.
Yeah, this is his fault.
So you guys have about an hour and a half left of prep time.
Oh, well, then I would have done that last, just for reference. I'm not just going to stand there for an hour and a half.
Yeah. That's fine.
Mm,
So is there anything else you guys would like to set up or try and do?
I'm gonna eat dinner.
no, I think I think I've done what I'm going to attempt to hide.
Okay.
So, would you
Yeah,
like a stealth roll?
Yeah, put yourself where you're going to be.
How long would
For the
it take
start
me
of
to
this?
make a healing potion?
About 3.5 hours. If you had all the ingredients on hand.
Hmm. Do we know what the ingredients are?
All right. So my plan is to kind of like
You don't have to
hide myself in the trees area so I can very clearly see my fire line.
There is, however, still a house that you guys haven't checked out. So you've got time to do that if you want to be
I-
nosy.
Well, only because you suggested it. I'll go be nosy in the house.
And actually, since we're talking about it, I'm gonna go look for ingredients for future healing potions.
Okay.
I would like to go with the tall folk. He kind of fascinates me.
I'd like to go in the house and let me see how long.
So, Nameless Hermit, roll me a nature check.
Nature check.
Mhm.
That's a 12 plus 1. That's a 13 right there.
Okay. Then just give me a straight survival then.
Straight survival. Oh, nice. 8.
Okay.
I got a 2.
So you spend the remaining time looking for stuff to make healing potions, but don't find anything.
At least I didn't get dysentery.
I would like to go into the house. Is that's possible? It's not locked or anything.
It's not locked or anything. No.
Okay. I'd like to go into the house right here in the center, and I would like to ritually cast detect magic
Okay.
because I'm a wizard, and that's what I do.
Yeah.
A wizard.
So you cast detect magic.
I'll be right back.
And you do get a faint glow of magical aura coming from the storage to the north.
Okay, I'll go to where I detect the magic. So like
Yep.
here.
Yep, just up there,
Okay.
like in your room.
Oh, that's another. Yep, I see it now. Okay,
Yep.
so that's because I went the wrong way on roll 20. Okay, so I'm in the room now. Is it to my left or to my right?
So to your right, you see a box that it seems to be glowing, just ever so faintly.
And it's just like a small box, or is it
It's a small crate.
Okay, a small crate? I will use Mage Hand and attempt to open the small crate.
Okay. So the mage hand floats over and kind of tries to pick up the top. It's kind of on the heavier side of what the mage hand can handle, but it does manage to slowly rock it until it gets off to the side. And when you look inside, there are 3 healing potions.
Okay, I will grab those.
Okay.
I'd also like to look around this little storage area here to see what else we might be able to totally not steal, but to kind of get into and maybe just sort of it could be with us while we're doing our little chore here.
Okay.
And
Roll
then
me investigation.
maybe we could forget to give it back when we're done. All right. I'm assuming that's normal.
Yep, just a straight investigation.
I find
so you look around and
I'm
you're
just
like,
gonna-
oh, there's that lizard guy that I've been following around.
I'm totally distracted by how tall he is. I've never seen anything like it before. Not even Mum, who was like a whole almost 4 feet tall. Like even she was not as tall as this fella. So I'm just kind of mesmerized by how tall and imposing he is. I'm kind of revisiting the idea that perhaps we could just kind of intimidate the little goblins, but if we just showed them how big this guy was.
Do I notice him sizing me up?
Yeah, he's just like he kind of looks like he's trying to walk around and see if there's anything else of use, but every time you look over at him, he's just staring up at you.
Can he see into the crates?
No, the bottom crates are just over his island. Eye height.
Hey there.
If he stands on his tiptoes, he can kind of see over the top. But
So what's your name there, little buddy?
My name is Horton. Horton TennyFoot. Yes, it is.
All right. Would you like me to kind of pick you up so you can actually see in the crates, or do you just want me to peek in there and tell you what's in there? Because you kind of keep staring at me there, bud.
Oh well, if you wouldn't mind so much, just to let me take a quick look in there, that would be super helpful. Because I can't really see anything. I'm just kind of walking here in a circle, doing nothing. How does one grow so tall as you are?
Eating fish in a tide pool. Definitely a thing I did.
In a tide pool, you say?
Yeah, you know,
Does it-
like.
Does
real
that make your
shallow
clothes any
water.
cleaner?
Well, I've never. All right, so here's what I'd like to do. I would like to push the lid off of one of these crates. I want to pick the little dwarfling fella up, push him into the crate, and put the lid back on it.
okay, you do so. The dwarfling is now in a crate.
The dwarfling would like to point out that he only has a 6 in strength.
I do,
Uh,
yeah, I do have a
it's
6.
fine. You're small enough, and you were a willing creature at the time that he decided to do this. So you're now in a crate, and before you realize what's going on, you kind of look around, and the crate you're in actually has a few bows, short bows, and a few crossbows, and bolts and arrows inside.
Ah, so this is not a bad place. Excuse me, Mr. Thurkear. There's some pointy things in here we could probably use to hurt the goblins when they come.
I'll go over there and open the lid. I'm not gonna help him out though.
I'm just gonna like reach up and like wave arrows at him.
I'm gonna take the arrows and put them in my pack and walk out of the room, leaving them in the crate.
Mr. Thurkear, I'm not sure if I can get out of here. Hello?
I'm going to clean my clothes.
I need an athletics check.
I can certainly. From me, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Normal.
Yep. Yeah. So you get your hands up on the crate and you just heave yourself up and throw a leg over and you reach down and try and grab whatever you can to kind of hoist it back and forth until you get whatever you want out of the crate and then hop off.
I think I'd like to short bow or crossbow. Let's go with short bow, because I'm kind of a short little fella. That seems like it would fit my stretcher a little bit better. And how many arrows can I grab?
However many you.
However many.
However many you want.
All right.
In fact, as you're pulling arrows, you look back to grab more, and it doesn't look like you've taken any arrows.
Ooh. Very helpful. What is this? They wouldn't have any walloping arrows, would they?
No, just standard arrows.
Darn it.
Thurkear, did you grab a crossbow or a bow or anything for those arrows, or do you already have? No, you do not. Do you want a crossbow or anything like that? Thurkear?
Mumbles.
No.
Okay.
No. I have the weaponry I need and such.
Okay.
I'm just wandering around in the woods looking at all the different trees that I'm not used to and fascinated by it and not paying attention to what I was supposed to be looking for.
So time comes to a moment where you guys can see the sun is starting to just touch the top of the mountain range on the eastern side, and you feel like you've prepared as much as you can prepare, and so you guys start getting into your positions to wait out this onslaught that you're expecting.
The sun sets in the east, you say?
Do I need to go ahead and roll my stealth check for you? For hiding?
Yes, you can go ahead and roll your stealth check.
I suppose I should also roll a stealth check.
Do I have to roll a stealth check? or is
Place
that
your
already done?
place your tokens where you're going to be
I did.
at the start of battle.
I've positioned myself in such a
I'm
way
sorry.
as I can cross the little avalanche.
Yep.
And
You
I've
good where you're
also
at,
I've also swapped out my my sword for my bow.
Hermit's good.
Okay. So
Well, actually, if
stealth
he's
check
not
at
here,
21. Okay.
I'm going to
Yep.
do that a little closer.
Beautiful 21.
And
You need one for me, too?
rolling at disadvantage. Ouch. No, you rolled earlier.
Yeah.
Chainmail.
Mm.
Okay.
I have chainmail,
Alright.
so you know.
And so we're going to take a short intermission, and when we get back, we will start this battle.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Nice.
See everybody in a minute.
Hello, everyone. We are back. Before we get this combat started, I just want to go over a few home rules, house rules that we're going to be following during this campaign. Some of these aren't all combat related, but I just want to get them all out in the open right off the bat. So, first of all, there is no flanking rule. You may, however, use your bonus action to give or get advantage on a skill check or an attack based on what you do. So, like, if, for instance, Gavi's character wanted to throw a rock at one of the goblins to distract him from somebody else attacking, we would roll to see how well that distracted, and if it did well enough, then the next person that attacks that goblin gets advantage. So it just depends on the scenario. It's supposed to be so that we have more role play opportunities instead of just straight combat.
This is actually the reason why I'm playing a dwarfling.
So you can throw rocks?
Because I have a sneaky little thing I'm gonna do. It's gonna be so fun.
So
You're way too excited about that for me to be comfortable. Like,
I
I'm
don't
very
think
uncomfortable
At
now.
least
I don't
he's
think
on
I
your
can-
side this time.
I don't think I can do it in this round, or in this combat. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
So then we have bonus actions for self potions,
Mhm.
full actions for potion if you're giving it to somebody else. Though it is a free action to give somebody a potion and then a bonus action on their turn for them to drink it
Okay.
if they're conscious.
Because I forgot to hand out the potions.
So
We're not in combat yet.
Yeah, you're not technically in combat. You guys are just kind of waiting at this moment. You can, like, before we start combat, you can be like, oh crap, hey, I found these potions here.
Yeah,
if
I'll
you
give
want
them
to do
each. Yeah, I'll give them each a potion.
Okay, so only 2 people may make a specific skill check at a specific time. So we're not going to have everybody making a perception check. So either one person makes it with advantage or 2 people make it separately. Nat 20s, other than on attacks, do not auto success. Same way as Nat 1s, except on attacks, are not auto failures. It'll just depend on the situation as to what that is.
I remember one time I got a nat 1 and succeeded at killing a black dragon.
That is true. That is true. Critical hits. If you get a critical hit, it is max damage plus your regular roll. So you'll whatever your dice is. If you have a D8 that you're hitting with, you have 8. Then you roll a D8, and whatever number that is, say it's a 4. You'll add that 8 to the 4, and then you'll add whatever your modifier is to that, and that'll be your crit attack. We haven't gotten into this yet, but when we do get into things that are attunable, it only takes an action to attune to an item. And to unattune to an item, you'll have to spend 10 minutes or a short rest, which we'll get into, to unattune to that item by either putting it away from yourself, focusing on not being attuned to that item anymore, or giving it away, or losing, throwing it away, just completely getting rid of it. 10 minutes away from that item will unattune you from it. Also, you can't attune to an item if your character doesn't know that it's attunable. You either have to identify it as attunable, or you have to make a sufficient Arcana check to know that you can attune to that item. So if you find a magical item that you think you might be able to attune to, you'll have to succeed on either identifying it or an Arcana check so that your character knows, okay, this is something I need to attune to before it works.
All right.
Resting, short rests are 10 minutes. Long rests are going to be 2 sections of 3-hour increments. After your first 3 hours, you get to roll hit dice to heal up your character. After the second 3 hours, you get all of your long rest benefits, and if you so choose, may roll more hit dice to regain hit points.
We should discuss that about me.
Only after it'll be the same for you. You don't have to actually be asleep.
So it would be hour
during
and a
the
half,
entire
hour and a
time.
half.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Out of curiosity,
a full rest. Go ahead.
what is the benefit, or like why is that one changed?
Okay, so this one is well. Let me finish the rule.
Okay.
So then a full rest, which would be a quote unquote normal long rest, is going to be somewhere. It'll be the normal 8 hours, but it has to be in a safe location.
Okay,
It can't just be in the middle of the dungeon. So
gotcha.
that's basically the reason for it.
All right.
I don't want you taking a long rest to regain hit points if you're slap in the middle of a dungeon. You can take a long rest or you can try to take a long rest in the middle of the dungeon, but you're
So-
not going to heal up automatically without hit dice.
So really, is that really just kind of a killjoy?
Yes, that's exactly what that is.
Okay.
It's just a little bit more of a realistic situation.
Gotcha.
And also the short rests are 10 minutes, which you can roll hit dice for, and your long rest is 6 hours as opposed to 8 or 9. So then we have the last rule for now. We may change this, may add homebrew rules to this as we come across situations in the future. But as of right now, this is the last one. If you roll a nat 20 on initiative, you have advantage on your first round of attacks. If you roll a nat 1, you have disadvantage.
Ooh.
And remember, all of this goes both ways.
Mm-hmm.
So for all of these homebrew rules, they apply to you and they apply to your enemy. So if a goblin rolls a nat 20, they get advantage on their first attack.
Okay,
So
cool.
those are the homebrew rules that we're abiding by. Again, some of those may change or be added onto. But yeah, so with that being said, let's roll some initiative and then we'll get into this thing.
As I get back into my spot and I'm hiding and I'm doing my makeup and my stuff, and I'm like, man, I could not find any potion things, so I don't have any kind of here. So y'all be careful out there.
Hey, I found this in a crate there, man. You can have one of these, and I'll toss him a potion.
Thank you very much, there, son. I do appreciate that.
I'll take one of the others, and I'll go looking for my little dwarfling buddy. And
Any
I'll-
idea why it's not letting me roll initiative from D&D Beyond?
No.
Turn off the dice roller.
Ah,
On D&D Beyond, there's an issue right now because D&D Beyond upgraded some stuff
gotcha.
between it and Beyond 20.
Okay, there's my initiative.
Just like my
And
token again.
I remembered to click my token.
I did too. I rolled a 19, guys. I have a
That's
plus
pretty
4.
good.
Oh, that's 23. Hang on.
Wait a second. Why is it disadvantage?
Plus 4 is 23.
I should not have disadvantage on that.
No, it just rolled twice. Oh, yours down here. Why did you have disadvantage?
I don't know.
Are you encumbered?
Encumbered.
You
Good
should be
question.
because you have you have a strength of 13. Yeah, so you're
I'm
not
unencumbered. Yeah.
So
And it's
why-
not saying that I have disadvantage on my sheet. I think the last roll that I made was a disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe? No, because last roll I made was an athletics check.
Oh, wasn't it doing this to you last time too?
Yeah. I don't know what this is. Let me see if I can change stuff.
I wonder if
So just re-roll.
Well, I mean, like,
Well, I mean, oh wow, in roll 20. Just roll a d20 plus your.
so it's basically just +1. So
Yeah.
9.
So 9. Okay.
9. Sorry.
But
The goblin's
I
got a
need,
1.
I need to run over and
Yes.
give my little dwarfling buddy a health potion too.
So the goblins did get a 1. Yeah, so you're able to distribute those.
Yep.
So everybody has 1 health potion now.
Yep.
So the goblins did get a 1, so they will have disadvantage on their first attacks.
Ooh.
And I'm going to say the first attack instead of the first round, just in case, because it's going to take them longer than a round to get up to where you guys are hiding, probably. But yeah, so let's get this party started.
Where is my potion of healing on here? Because I don't see it at all.
You have to add it.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to add it for the manage equipment thing.
Just type in healing.
Yeah, type in healing and it'll be at the very top because you can't find it under the little potions tab for some reason. It's bugged out.
I have greater, superior, supreme, and elixir of health.
Turn off magical if you have any of those selected.
I have all of those turned off.
You sure it's not at the
Potion
very
of
top?
healing should just be 1. It's
I got
black.
nothing. I know. Oh, here we go. Let's try turn on common. Nope. If I turn on common, no results found.
If I type in potion, it's like the third thing for me.
I typed in heal.
Yeah, I typed in healing. I have
Okay.
added it to your sheet.
I got
You
it.
Refresh.
I have 2.
Excellent. This plan worked perfectly.
I now have 1. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Now
Alright.
you've both removed 1, and now you're down to 0.
It's
No, I didn't remove
stabby
it.
time.
All right. So you guys watch as a small company of goblins begin to approach, and they slowly march up this hill. And we're going to start combat right here. Do you guys? Are you guys just going to sit here and wait until they trigger the first trap? When do you want to start combat? Is what I'm asking.
Well, I have to bonus action Shillelagh, and then action Primal Savagery.
When they are within 120 feet of me, I'm going to cast a fireball.
They're
that-
within 120 feet of you.
Yeah, definitely within 120.
Like as soon
But-
as they're within 120 feet of
But
me.
you can't see them.
Why
Oh yeah,
can't
you can't see them because you're up on a ledge and they're off to the. You won't be able to see
Oh,
them.
well,
until
yeah.
they,
I mean, yeah.
You won't be able to see them until they get to the hole, basically.
When they're
until they
within
get here.
when they're within my range that I can see.
All right.
All right.
I'm going to
So
wait.
they are going to walk up here, and I'm going to roll real quick.
Come on, trap. Come on, trap. Let's go.
I'm not even. Well, yeah, I am. I'm going to. If they get a natural 20, I'm going to roll these on D&D Beyond. If they get a natural 20, they will see this trap. That is the only way they're going to be able to see this trap.
Not done disguised.
Roll number
Good.
one's a 5.
That's not a 20.
Well, oh, that's wrong one. So, well, it's the same. So, all right, 12, 2, 1, 16. So none of them see this trap. And the way they are walking, the goblin boss is going to trigger the trap. He is going to make a dexterity saving throw to see if he can avoid the trap. A 16 just barely makes it.
Mm.
So he is going to take half damage from what I've determined this is going to be. So he is going to take 3d4 damage. So he's going to take half of this. So that's 5 and another 3. That's 8. So he's going to take 4 piercing damage as it barely clips one of his heels.
Do you suppose his name is Achilles?
And from the
and
bushes,
you hear-
you just hear a very quiet.
And you hear
I'm sure you can hear that.
you hear the goblins bickering at each other. Do any of you speak Goblin?
Nope.
Nope. I did, and then I had changed something because I realized I didn't actually speak Dwarvish. And I'm like, no, I definitely need to speak.
Yeah, you need
Dwarvish.
to.
Okay.
I do not.
So they are going to continue their march. Oh,
Leave my trap where I put it.
No, bring the trap with you. It's helpful.
Let's roll again.
It's a special tool that will help us later.
And while they're moving along, you hear. Do I get the trap back? I don't know how. It works.
Yeah, you should be able to recover it afterwards.
Okay.
All right. So they're coming up on this first hole.
Hello.
And actually, they go into this flanking maneuver around the goblin boss because he's like, "I'm not stepping on another trap. One of you can step on this trap." Let's see if they see this. They're going to need to roll a 19 to see this hole, which would also need to be a natural 20 because they have a -1.
Oh.
Okay, so one of the goblins does see the hole, and he points it out to the rest of them, and they manage to skirt around it.
Stink.
Your name, Thurkear. Say your name again.
Thurkear.
So as they get up and they see this hole, this first hole you guys have dug, you do start to see them, and you may fire at them when ready.
Okay, cool.
Thou and ready.
So unless Hermit, would you like to do something first since you're first in initiative?
Nope.
Okay, so we'll go to Thurkear.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a firebolt. Let's see. Do I have advantage because they don't see me?
You do have
Yes,
advantage.
okay.
They do not see you. They are fixated on this hole right now.
Okay, how about a 24?
All right, which one are you hitting?
I'll hit the one in the very front. So that seems like the best thing.
So you fire off your firebolt, and it hits him square in the face.
Let's roll some damage on that.
We all have the same color. I'm gonna change my color on D&D Beyond.
And this goblin is dead.
Yeah.
He gets it's just singed all the way up his face, and you see the little puff of black smoke come out of his mouth, and he falls flat on his face. And the rest of the goblins are just kind of looking around, trying to see where that came from. And they do spot you. They follow the trail of the flame back to your location.
And
So
very
they do know
quietly
where
from the
you're
bottom
at.
of the cliff, you hear.
If y'all could see me and just be looking at my fingers like, holy crap, that worked.
And from the bottom of the cliff, you hear.
Okay. All right. Horton, would you like to do anything, or are you still waiting on them to get closer?
I would like to wait for them to get into this sort of area right here, and then I'll be dropping the wall on them.
Okay. So the goblins, on their turn, are going to first off take shots at the lizard man who shot at them.
Okay.
They throw their javelins. They are currently too far away, so they're going to move up first. So they need to be they've got to be real close before they can get to you. So they're going to all try and stay away from that hole, and they're going to move right there.
Whoa!
And
That was cool.
seeing that they're still not close enough, they're going to continue this way, which triggers your rock slide. So I need you to roll me a strength check.
Okay.
Just your strength plus your proficiency. I'll give you proficiency because of your stone and your rolls earlier.
Oh Lord. So this already comes up as proficiency. Yes, +5.
So a strength saving throw would be the same roll. So yeah, just a +5 to your roll.
Yeah. Well, I'll just roll a strength saving throw. There we go. 18.
Okay. 18 definitely. You watch as you dislodge this rock, and it starts to separate underneath your feet. So you quickly have to step back so that you don't fall over the edge with it. And it's like this just solid rock, just right on top of the goblins. These 3 goblins, outright dead, no matter what. This guy down here is going to attempt to save with a dexterity saving throw. 16, he does save, so he's only going to take half damage. We're going to do 2d8 damage on this for the rock fall. So I rolled a 6 for both of those. So he takes 12 damage halved down
6.
to 6. So he's still up. So he's going to finish out his movement. He's going to he's fallen prone. So he's going to get up. Then he's going to try and crawl over the rubble and get another 5 feet. And that is the end of the goblins' turns. All right, Mr. Hermit.
Well, he hasn't seen me yet, so I am going to hold my action until he is within... I can't hold a movement, right? Like, I can't run forward when he gets close and hit him.
You can hold a dash, but that would be your action.
Right, yeah, no, that's not worth it. No, you see, I see the rest of him go down. I see he's just struggling to get up, and you hear... Meow! And I run after him. What's the space? What's the button to go?
Hold down control and then...
Oh, I didn't hold down control.
Or you can click and drag, right click, and then just release.
Eh.
You have to select your token first.
Oh, I'm on the thing. I'll just do this. Anyway, I already knew what it was. And then I am going to attack him with Primal Savagery, which is +6. 15.
Let me see here. A 15 just misses. So you go to attack him wildly, and he quickly sees you coming with your shout as you run towards him, and he gets his shield up right as you hit, and you hit his shield and glance off.
That's all I got.
Okay. Thurkear, your turn.
All right. Can I tell how beat up this dude's looking?
He does look bloodied.
All right.
Bloodied, by the way, is half health or less.
Yeah. Let me see here. All right. So I'm gonna sort of begin to wave, make a circular motion with my hand, and make 3 sort of glowing darts appear, and I'm going to cast Magic Missile and fire all 3 at this dude.
Okay. See the roll.
Okay. All right, send it over there, buddy. All maxed out, so that's 15.
Nice. So you see missiles coming out of the tree, and it's just impacts. Oh, hits him back. Impacts, hits him back. He's kind of stumbling a little bit, and he just flat on his back. Smoke simmering out of the middle of his chest.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
And he is no more.
I really can't believe that worked.
Well, is that it, everyone? Did we get the goblins? Were those actually the goblins? I wasn't sure. I just saw that everyone started shooting at them, and I figured I should drop the wall on them. Were those actually the goblins?
Well, I mean, I hope so. We'll probably have somebody we need to talk to afterwards.
I mean, it'd be really inconvenient if we were to kill something else, and then there was goblins coming later.
Yeah, that would be kind of terrible if they were just like bringing some news or something, and you just dropped a big old rock on them.
Well, I mean, you
So-
did shoot fire at them first.
Yeah, but you can't prove that.
Well, I don't know anyone else around here who can shoot fire.
Yeah, but I think when they roll up and they see all of them got smashed by that rock over there, I think all the fingers are just gonna be pointed at you, there, pal.
That's a problem.
So as you guys are discussing this, you look down the way and see another group of goblins coming up.
More coming.
They see the sprung trap and just kind of step over it. But let's see if they see. Nope. Okay. And then. Oh, let me get the other sheet out. Okay. Yeah. So this first troop, they're just walking on through, and this goblin, see if he survives the fall. With a 15, he just barely steps out of the way, but he is now clinched onto the edge of this hole, and the other goblins are alerted that there is now a hole there. So this one is considered prone for now.
Mr. Tallfellow, it might be a good idea to light the stuff on fire that's in there.
It's right where I'm standing now.
So, Hermit.
Yeah. I'm gonna look and I can see both groups, and I'm gonna say, "Ah!" I'm gonna run away, and using my what's it called? Mask of the Wild. I'm going to attempt to hide, even when I'm only lightly obscured by foliage, and I still got all my dirt and my ghillie suit on and everything.
Yep. So roll stealth with a added +10.
25.
Yeah, you're definitely hidden.
And then I can't hold anything except a bonus action, right? Because that was the action.
Yeah, and you can't hold a bonus action. So.
Okay, all right. Well, then I didn't want to anyway.
All right, Thurkear.
All right. Let's see. And I can definitely see that he's in the hole there.
Yeah,
And it's
you
got a
can-
bunch of leaves and stuff, don't it?
It does. His hands are barely hanging onto the edge as he's trying to scramble to get back up.
I would absolutely love to fire off a firebolt and see if I can catch them leaves on fire.
Okay, roll an attack.
What's the leaves dex save?
24.
Yeah, so the leaves definitely catch on fire. This goblin dies as you see him relinquish his hands, and he just falls into the hole, still ablaze from the fire. So this is now on fire.
Ha! Dang, I'm gonna kill them all. Y'all better get in on this.
Gavi killed 3.
Who's Gavi?
The guy up right next to me.
Really? That's his name? Gavi's that little guy's name? I knew he lied.
I'm not
I knew
good
he lied.
with, I'm not
I
good
knew
with
he lied
names.
to me. That's why I put him in that crate. He lied to me.
I have trouble with names. I don't even remember my own.
Can't trust a dwarfling.
All right, Thurkear, is there anything else you would like to do?
Let me see. So does this like where I'm at here? I can't really tell. Like I'm up a distance, or is this sort of?
You are. You're about 25 feet up off of the level that they're at.
I would
You're actually a lot higher up than they are currently at because they're on a slope. But down the distance between you and the hermit is about 25 feet.
Yeah, I'd like to get right in front of the hermit fellow. Like, I mean, I can't see him, but I'd like to just sort of move just forward in that area. Like, could I get there?
I will need athletics or acrobatics to try and get down there without serious damage.
You know, I kind of had a feeling that you were going to say that. And I have something just for this.
All right.
Not really. I'm just going to roll an acrobatics check. All right, 16.
Okay, 16. So you are able to get there, but that's as far as your movement will allow.
Yeah.
It eats up the rest of your movement to get to that spot.
Oh, yeah. I'm so happy with that. Okay, cool
From
deal.
behind you, you hear, psst, hi.
Yeah, go on. You just stay there and be quiet. Talk a lot. And I'll hold tight right there.
Okay. Mr. TennyFoot.
So I'm assuming that I can see both of the little groups of goblins here.
Yes, from your vantage point, you can see all of the goblins.
Okay. Would it be possible? Might I, at some point in the past, or maybe right now, notice that there might be something other, like dislodgeable rocks or something that I could drop on them?
You may make another perception check if you would like.
Perception or
Perception.
okay.
With advantage because of stonework.
Okay. I mean, it's the same thing. So advantage.
That's coming in.
There's an
handy.
11.
So you do find an area up around here that you believe would suitably land on this group of goblins here.
Okay.
If you would like to attempt that.
I would like to attempt that. Yes, it seemed like it worked really well the last time, so I'll make a couple of feet over here.
Okay.
And I'm assuming then you'd like me to make an athletics check,
Correct.
and that's a straight roll. I'm assuming
Straight roll.
I thought it was strength last time.
it's the same thing, really.
It's the same
Oh,
thing.
all right, okay.
Because he has proficiency in
Is
it.
it 17?
Okay. With a 17, you dislodge it. It looks like about the same thing happens as before, but a little bit more ground gives than the last time. So I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw from you.
I can certainly try that.
You rolled high enough that you got a chance for a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy.
I got a 10.
Okay, a 10. So you start falling with this stone. So you are going to end up here, but on top of the rubble, and so
Okay.
you'll take a quarter of the damage that they're going to take.
That's very, very encouraging, perhaps.
And I'm going to roll dex saves for all of them. That's a failure. That's a success. That's a success, and that's a success. So all three goblins succeed. They'll take half damage, which doesn't matter because they're goblins. They die. This guy is going to take full damage, and that'll be 2d8. So he takes 8 damage, and you will take 2 damage.
All right, I can certainly do that.
All right. So now it is the goblin's time. So this guy is going to stand up, sees you there, kind of like on your knees, kind of like looking around, trying to get back to your feet. And he is going to take out his long sword and just charge at you, to stab at you two-handed.
All right.
I gotta get used to using my real dice, so give me a second. All right, so I'm gonna roll this attack, and that's an 18 plus 3 for a total of 21.
He definitely hit me,
So close.
and it
All
hurt.
right,
Holy
assuming-
crap!
and so that is going to be 10 damage total.
It's
Slashing damage.
stabby time.
That really hurt me a lot. I'd really appreciate it if you didn't do that again, sir.
All right, and then these goblins are going to pull out their bows, and
That's even
you
worse.
Oh my
are
god.
within 30 feet of all of them.
Oh boy.
So you're going to get 4 bow attacks. So that's an 18 plus 4 on the first.
That definitely hits me. You don't even have to roll damage because I only have 1 hit point.
Okay, so you are down.
Oh gosh. Why does this always happen to Gavi?
And they are
Can I
going to.
see him from where I'm at?
You can.
Okay.
They are going to advance further in this direction. And they can now see the rest of you.
Nope.
So
Just
okay,
him.
yeah, they can just see him. So they are out of range for their normal attacks, but they are going to still attempt to shoot at you with disadvantage.
Okay.
So that is a 2 plus 4, which is 6 for the first one. That is a 9 plus 4, which is 13.
No.
17 you're looking for.
And then an 18 plus 4, 21.
Yeah. What you said? This was a short. This is a bow.
Yes.
All right. I'll cast shield.
Okay. And then for the last attack, he's going to throw his javelin at you.
Okay.
Which will also be at disadvantage. And that is a natural 1.
All right. So nobody hit me.
Nobody hit you.
Nope. Because shield
Alright.
gives me 22 AC. Your highest roll was 21.
Correct. So, Hermit, it is your turn.
Hob. Goblins. Sorry, I was typing in my notes. Well, seeing that our friend is down there, I am going to. Wait, how do I do it? It's Control or is it Alt? Sorry, how do I do the thing with the?
So, click on your token
Yeah,
with the arrow, not the.
yeah, I got
Not
the
the
arrow. Click. Yeah.
Go to drag and then right click, and then it'll start
was
doing
it.
the. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna run over here. This is the extent of my movement. But I'm gonna stay there, and then I'm going to hold my action until they're in melee range, and then I'm going to hit them with the stick.
Sounds good.
Oh,
Thurkear.
wait, no.
Okay.
Sorry, holding primal savagery because I didn't actually get it yet.
Okay. Thurkear.
All right. Let's see. I would like to set my fire line on fire.
Okay. Roll your attack.
Okay. $14.
A 14 just misses the DC of 15 that I set to hit that.
Okay.
So you hit just shy of the area that would light on fire, and the kindling does not catch.
Is that the area right behind me?
It is, yes.
I'm gonna turn around and be like, "Hey, watch it there!"
Yep. You just do your thing, old man. I'm gonna start moving 30 feet away.
Okay.
I'm just watching him go, going. Eh.
Okay.
Horton, I need a death saving throw.
I got an 18.
That's a
Wow.
success.
I thought we were going this way.
So these goblins,
Well, this is about to be unfortunate.
they are going to attack the hermit.
I may have played this one wrong, guys.
Wait, can they see him actually?
They can. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's been moving.
Okay.
They think it's a tree, but they're going to shoot at it because it's moving.
I am an ent.
Okay. So that's a 17 plus 4.
That was the wrong button, but I assume that hits. Yeah.
All right. So we're going to do 2d6. That's a 6 plus 2. That is 8.
Okay.
Second attack is a 6 plus 4, which is 10.
That does not hit.
Third attack, 5 plus 4, which is 9.
That does not hit.
17 plus 4.
That does not. Okay, fine. That one hits.
A 5 plus 2 for 7 damage.
I am down on the ground.
Okay. They are going to continue their march. I accidentally took a dead body with me.
It happens.
It might be very helpful for when I roll a nat 20 on my next one and I want to backstab one of them. Because I can only move 25 feet. It'd be nice if they'd try to bring me along as like a little trophy or something.
All right, so they're going to shoot at you with disadvantage. This
What about this
goblin
hole?
is
Did
not.
they all just walk around the hole?
They walked around the hole. Yeah.
How many of them have already shot?
All of the regular goblins have shot.
Okay.
This goblin only had javelins, and he's thrown it.
Yep.
So he doesn't have an attack this round. So he's going to actually run up on you. This goblin does have a longbow, so he is going to attempt to shoot at you with the longbow. It has 150-foot range, so it is not at disadvantage.
Oh yeah, he's good.
That's a natural 20.
He's the best player ever.
Yeah, so that's going to be 2d10. Well, actually, that's 10 damage. I'm going to roll a d10.
Does he need actually 10 more damage than that? I think.
That's a d12.
I think our friend the wizard only has like 9 HP.
8
roll for-
actually.
Oh.
So that's 16, 17 damage.
Let's see. Hold on. Let me just calculate all my hit points. I have 8.
Yep. So you are dead outright.
Oh.
You took one long shot. So you're running away like crap. What have I gotten myself into? And all of a sudden, arrow right into the base of your neck, and you just collapse face down.
Did you just TPKS on the first fight of the campaign?
Well, we're about to find out.
I might still roll a nat 20 and get up and run away.
I need a death saving throw from you.
From me?
Yes.
There's no pluses or anything on this, right? It's just a straight roll.
There's not. Just a straight d20.
Woohoo! 18.
18's a success.
One success.
Horton.
All right, so I'm going to roll here now. And it's a 19.
Another success.
Getting higher each time.
Goblins are gonna took the road with me. Goblins are gonna continue their march towards their prize of the sheep and the goats.
They couldn't go past one of the holes.
They did. They went past both of the holes
You're
actually.
a jerk.
So Hermit, I need another death saving throw.
One Iron in chat just said, I don't know how D&D works, but this looks cool, except we're all dead.
Yes, we are in fact all dead. So
That's a 7, so that's one failure and
That's
one
one
success.
Yes.
Well, to be fair, y'all are not dead. I'm dead.
Yeah, you're
The wizard died. A longbow looked at me and killed me.
Be thankful it wasn't the Fenris bow.
I don't think it would have mattered.
Horton, I need another death saving throw. That's
It's
a
a
7. That's a
7?
first failure.
Is this a dream? Are we dreaming that maybe we'll wake up?
Like to say I died of a heart attack.
This is just a test fight, right, Masters? That's a 10, so that's one more success.
That is one success.
So that is
Right, Horton.
2 successes.
Shouldn't the goblins be getting farther away now?
They are getting farther away. They are out of sight now.
Oh, poop.
So
Not that you're
13?
alive to see the sight. That is 3 successes. You are stable. Hermit.
Oh.
All right. That is a 7 again, so that is 2
That is
and
2 failures.
2.
All right, and give me another one.
Wait, what if he wants to give me a potion?
He is stable but still unconscious.
Oh,
Yes.
Right. Okay. That would be a 5.
All right, you are dead outright. So, Horton, you are standing there or you were laying there unconscious.
I am quite that, yes.
And a another batch of goblins come through, see that you're breathing, and just stab you in the back and twist the sword, giving you 2 failed death saving throws, killing you instantly.
Well, that was very unkind of them.
I'd like to use a bonus action to use potion on myself.
Me too.
I'd like to hold a potion in case of my death.
So, the party of the world's worst adventurers, on their first outing together,
We lived up to our namesake, we did.
No, we
have
did
died.
not. We did not live up to our names. We did not live up to anything. We are dead.
All 3 of these adventurers, having only met a few hours ago, have met their match against an onslaught of goblins, intent on coming and killing and stealing sheep and goats.
As I lie there dying, my final thought is, I really liked one of them.
Oh, wait a second. I do have a dying thought.
Yeah,
At
Lynn.
least I have mother's beard-haired handkerchief to comfort me in my final hour.
Oh, that's so sad. You just left your farm for the first time.
Just this morning, in fact.
Yes. So,
We're having this conversation telepathically through the ether,
yes,
by the
as
way.
your ethereal bodies are lifting up out of the body, these little ghost figures are just looking over the battlefield like, well, this wasn't all it cracked up to be. As you see each other floating away into the afterlife, your next moments are of your eyes opening, your lungs filled with a burning sensation with every deep breath you take.
I'd like to stop taking deep breaths.
You feel like
I breathe deeper.
you feel like you can't catch your breath. And as your eyes begin to focus, it is just a sea of red and black and fire and burning. And you are in the plains of hell.
So we're not
You
dead?
know,
Or we're kind of dead? Wait, I don't have to reroll a character. That's what I'm asking?
Yes, you don't have to reroll character.
I'm just going to say this. I don't think Horton ever really did enough of anything in life to wind up in hell.
I
Like,
mean,
it
we can
wasn't- it
definitely
wasn't-
tell it's hell, right?
It wasn't.
I mean,
It,
for sure.
it wasn't that he did anything bad. It's just that he didn't do anything at all.
So you
I mean, he
all
did push a wall and some goblins, but I mean, really, who hasn't done that at some point?
you all come to consciousness, looking around and seeing each other in the same place with one another, and you're looking around like, where are we? You don't know where you are. You just have this burning sensation in your lungs as you breathe. It's extremely hot, very uncomfortable.
And you hear the hermit go, "Oh, not this again."
If Horton was a smarter and more sarcastic fella, he might say that, oh, you two are here. This really must be hell.
So as you're all trying to make sense of your new surroundings and your new situation, the old man from the farm that had brought you all together slowly walks up to you.
Sir, things didn't go so well at the farm. I see they didn't probably go so well for you either. I'm so sorry about you dying. Maybe you should have helped us a little bit more than just to disappear all of a sudden. Thank you for the shovels. Thank you for the shovels. Those are very helpful.
Yes. This actually went exactly as planned. For you are now here.
Well, that seems like a very not very nice plan. I don't like your plan at all.
I mean, it was in the contract after all.
There was a contract. Oh yes, there was a contract.
You signed.
I didn't read that though. You said it.
Yes. You must always read the contracts.
Well, to be fair, I read it. I just didn't think I'd actually die.
Say, considering
So-
the fact that this was like the first time I'd ever encountered a contract, I don't think necessarily that the implied terms of the needing to be read was fair. I'd like a redo, sir, if you don't mind.
So, as you're speaking to him, this facade of the elderly gentleman fades away, and what you're left with is this very reddish, scaly-looking creature with an elongated face, long, flappy ears that just barely grace his shoulders as he folds his fingers in front of him. You're supposed to be very careful when you're making contracts.
I actually have a potion that might help with that skin condition you got there, sir.
Mr. Thurkear, I didn't realize that you came in red too.
This is not a problem. I am not the scaly. This is just a Misa's normal look. I did not want to startle you.
This is hell.
This is everything.
People think Satan is intimidating and no, he's just Jar Jar.
Oh gosh.
Misa is very excited to be having you here. This is a contract you've signed. It needed you to be dead. It was the only way to get you here. But you're here now, and so we may begin our quest.
Just
question, sir.
one question. Technical question. We can get back to that there my forest, right? That was in the contract too, wasn't it? After when we're done with
Yes, yes. So once the contract is complete, you may leave this demi plane and go back to your original place.
Yeah.
It is all in the contract.
I have another question, sir. Are we certain that there was no other way to get here? Because the last time you just kind of pointed in a random direction and I still went up at your farm. Are you sure you just are really bad at giving directions?
Misa, sure. The only way for you to get here without being noticed was to die. It was the only way.
We couldn't take like a spaceship through the center of a planet or something.
This is not how this works.
I only vaguely remember that movie.
I think that way might be a bit more preferable. It certainly seems like a lot less painful because there was a lot of pain involved in the way that we got here.
Yes, Misa, very sorry about that, but Misa has no choice.
Somehow I
You'll
don't
see
believe
is
that you feel very sorry about
Misa
that at
brings you
all.
here for a more important task.
You know, I'm not saying I'm real religious, but I am saying that I always knew hell would be a place where someone couldn't hear me and the other one wouldn't stop talking. I always knew that's what hell would be.
Huh? I put
So
my
I
shield
think you're
down. Put my
spot
shield
on
down for a second. Pull out my ear
with the
trumpet.
location.
What? What was that you say?
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. But so we're talking about contracts. and
Yes,
stuff that needs
and
to
so
do.
now that users are here, we can begin on the fulfillment of the contract. In Article 1, it states that once you are here in the plains, I may give you the powers of the heroes. Users are the most powerful bombast people here now.
Point of order. You're losing Jar Jar a little bit, and you're kind of crossing the line into the priest from Princess Bride. Just want to point that out.
Marriage. Marriage is what brings us.
Users will do it the way News wants it to, and you should be okay with it.
Oh, listen, you'll have to excuse my tiny friend Horton, buddy. I feel like you don't really get the gravity of the situation, okay? You ain't making it home
Wait,
to
what?
Mama for
What?
dinner.
Wait, what's his name?
I really need this to sink into you, Horton.
What?
You ain't making it back.
What's
for,
his name?
For beard hair soup.
I'm sorry. What's his name?
No, I didn't. It's not beard hair soup, my friend. It's great bearded, broccoli stew, and it's very very tasty. It's also very nutritious. It's good for you.
Right. Great big hair stew. Gotcha.
Great bearded.
I have some-
Remember, it's
Beard-
dwarvish.
Oh, I
have
get,
some
I get
berries.
the dwarves and stuff. Okay.
You want,
Yes.
you want him?
Yes.
I hand him a berry.
What am I supposed to do with this, sir?
You could eat it. It's quite delicious and very
Is the
nutritious.
user gonna keep on a bickering, or is the user gonna continue the contract?
Oh yeah. I'm all about contract. I know a lot about
I
contracts.
forgot you were here, young red man.
So he kind of shakes his head and kind of whips his arm out, and the 3 contracts are seen floating before him. And he goes, "That's how we go. We mark off this one. We mark off this one. We mark off this one." And
I'm just
you
trying to
guys
squint
feel,
at it.
you guys feel power inside of you that you've only read about or dreamed of, and you have now become the full fulfillment of what you thought you could be, and you are all now level 20.
I have the power.
Wait.
Thurkear.
Oh, that's gonna involve some work, isn't it?
And it's going to involve some work. Luckily, you have 2 weeks to do that.
Huh. This is not how I thought this was gonna go.
Lies, I told you already.
All right, this is exactly how I thought this was gonna go.
Can I make a check to see if I can get this character sheet done in 2 weeks?
You can.
Yeah, that's going to be a real high DC though.
It's can I get it done in 2 weeks?
Okay, so what do I roll? Do I roll intelligence or wisdom for that?
How about we roll Constitution?
Okay.
So I can be undead now.
A check or a saving throw?
Check.
I have restored life with full HP.
Yeah, it'll get done on time.
Should I do it too?
With
I'm
that,
not making it. It's not
you
gonna happen.
all are now also resistant to fire.
Helpful.
So the feeling of the burning of the lungs goes away. It's still hot, but it's very, very manageable now. And you
Okay.
just feel more comfortable. And you all speak Infernal. In fact, you've been speaking Infernal since you got down here. You just didn't realize it.
I mean, in fairness, I knew Infernal before I got here.
Well,
I know Primordial.
You see,
so
my
you
mother.
can all add fire resistance to your sheet
Done.
and Infernal as a language.
It
Also
makes
done.
so much sense that Jar Jar would speak Infernal.
Does that mean we all have to talk like that?
No.
User, do not have to talk like this. No. That would be a bomb bad. One of me is enough.
Ritza got a big plans for the campaign.
And on top of that, you notice that there is now a faint shimmer to your main weapon.
Ooh.
And they are all +1 now.
Ooh.
Oh, buddy.
I don't know how to do that. We'll figure that out later.
You
Super
just add
easy.
a +1 weapon to
Yeah.
your, whatever it is.
Oh, buddy.
And he gives that to you to in case you guys come up against a creature that requires or that has resistances to non-magical weapon attacks or immunities to non-magical weapon attacks. So now your weapons are magical so that you may perform the task that he has given you.
I feel so good about this.
So I would add +1 to Shillelagh too. Because it's not
No.
doing it automatically.
Basically, just
No,
Yeah.
Shillelagh is a separate thing. So you actually, if you use Shillelagh, you actually don't need it. The +1 quarterstaff.
Yeah, but a 1d8 +4 is better than a 1d6 +1. If it hits.
Well, I'm saying your Shillelagh is already magical.
Right.
So the +1 was just to give you a weapon to negate the non-magical resistances.
Gotcha. Well, this was interesting.
This ain't over. We still got another 50 minutes.
Yeah.
we're supposed to be leveling up now, or
How long did you say?
No. You don't have to level up yet. You can level up over the next 2 weeks. The rest of this session is just going to be role playing, so you won't need your
Alright.
character sheet to be up to date.
All right, cool deal.
I don't know how to roleplay.
We know.
Well, excuse me, Mr. Stranger here. What is your name since you've went on such a grand quest to try and
He
bring us
has
down
this
here?
strange things about names. It's quite weird. I don't need to know
Yes,
your name.
it's a fine. My name is a Borgath.
It's Borgath, you say?
It's Borgath, yes.
I'm sorry,
Are
could
you of the like
could
mind to
spell that?
spell that?
Borgath. All right then.
Borgath.
ETH. Apparently.
Oh, I see it.
Definitely should be taking a note on that, but I didn't because my parents didn't really decide to give me like the whole reading and writing thing. You're talking about people reading things, and I didn't read because, well, I probably couldn't. They thought it was important that I know other things in life, but not necessarily the reading. That might really be coming from mostly from my mother, because she's kind of a rough woman back in her day. It never really occurred to her to try to learn how to read. She's had
Yes. I'm sure your life is very exciting.
Well, not really at all. It's very boring. In fact, she's just lived on this little tiny farm in the mountains for the last 22 years.
Well, for someone who has such a boring life, you have really long stories.
That's true. I've noticed that about him.
I feel like
I'm gonna be honest. He was talking to me for a very, very long time, and I gave up. I vanished, and he didn't even know I was gone. I forgot to give him the map.
I feel like when the gods put you together, they cut out a lot of the fluff. I feel like you could follow in that example. You could cut out a lot of the fluff. We could get right to the point of things.
Is this a sheep reference?
Speaking of the points of things,
I'm sorry, I
the
drifted
points
off
of
for a
me
second.
you bringing me here.
Mumbles, you're so mad. It's great. You know what? I'm glad the longbow killed me. I'm glad. I'm so happy.
Because you got to meet Jar Jar?
Oh God.
Oh, jeez.
So the reason for me bringing you here is very, very simple. I need you to kill Tiamat.
I'm sorry. Come again?
Did you say you want us to kill a doormat?
Well, if you could make her into a doormat, that would be wonderful.
Who?
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and pat him on the head again. I feel like he's not getting it.
I'm actually starting to enjoy that. Thank you.
He's starting to worry me.
The queen god of all dragons. She needs to be more dead.
Isn't he a dragon? I look over at Thurkear. Sorry, I'll get there. Isn't he a dragon? Are you gonna be upset if we kill your queen?
I'm sorry. Do I look like a dragon?
I think so. I haven't seen one in about
What has he's gotten myself into?
about 400 years.
Are you blind and deaf?
No, I can see just fine. Thank you very much. You look kind of dragony.
Are you saying that this is not what all the tall folk look like?
No, not quite. So
we have
some of the tall folk there. But later.
Listen, we're in hell, so there's a lot of people that we need to catch you up on since you haven't been out. But we'll get to that on another day too. So real quick, Borgath, you want us to kill the Queen of Dragons?
Yes, it is more and more important.
Right. See, and I'm just for all of us, we were kind of new at this. We died to goblins, and they're real small. Is Tiamat real small?
Not so much.
But
that is why me have given you more and more powers.
Right,
now,
right.
Would you like to just give yourself some powers and come along with us?
Yep. Hey, there's an idea. Right. Put some skin in the game.
Nope.
Okay.
My skin is in the game. It is in the contract. If you fail, I fail. So, me is going to do everything in me power to help you defeat Tiamat.
Does that mean we're going to talk to you a lot more?
So-
Unfortunately.
Oh, stink.
So everything in your power. So if I need your help, do I send a letter in the post? Is there a post in hell?
No.
It's a large
Misa be able
section.
to find you in your times of need.
Oh, all right.
It's just it's not a post. It's just the post office line, not the actual post office.
You're still thinking the wrong kind of hell.
DMV. I'm sorry, wrong one.
Is there anything like close by to like? Are we like sort of standing in this like structure, like one of these
So,
structures I can
right
see? Like,
now,
what is
you are
nearby?
standing in a small cave, and you can see out the mouth of the cave is just a red landscape with there's lightning in the air, red lightning crashing down, and you can see the sulfur from the burning everywhere, kind of just rising off of the ground.
But I can't
If
see.
you take
Oh,
If
go
you
ahead.
take a moment to step out, off in the distance to the left, you do see a very, very large city.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Do I see any like smallish little creatures milling about in hell, or is the only like other creature other than us this Borgeth fella?
it's just the four of you currently.
So I do have a question.
All right. I would like to cast Firebolt at him
Okay,
to test my newfound power.
go for it.
Right. Okay.
Roll an attack.
Okay. Wow. Pitiful.
Yeah, but Jar Jar can't have that much AC.
Y'all, that's a plus 11 right there.
So you kind of aim. You're like 5 feet from him. So I should have given you disadvantage, but you kind of raise your hand up, and he goes. He goes. What are you doing that for?
What? Listen, you said you made me all powerful, but if I can't kill you, how am I gonna kill the Queen of Dragons?
Are we hitting people?
That's up for you to figure out.
I'm gonna bonus action Shillelagh and hit him with my stick.
Okay, roll an attack.
Oh my!
I don't know why we're doing this. Oh, nice, natural 1. That's $1 for extra life.
So you imbue your staff with magic, and you go to swing, and you find your foot caught in like a small crevice, and you just fall flat on your face. Misa should have got the better adventurers.
This power you gave us doesn't seem to be all it's cracked up to be.
So I do have a question. Are you going to give us better directions to find this Tiamat lady? As compared to the ones you gave us before?
Misa don't know much about her. Misa just knows that she was chained up in the first layer of hell. By the way, we are in the 9th layer of hell. That's a thing.
This
we're
is
in the lowest layer.
All right, hell has layers. I already knew that. Did I know that hell had layers? That there were different levels to hell?
Roll a religion check.
Yeah. All right. Religion check for the wizard. Come on. Oh, it was on the natural 20. It was so close.
So you do notice, or you do know that there are 9 layers of hell, each of them having an archdevil presiding over them, and that Tiamat is, as far as mortals know, is bound somewhere in the first plane known as Avernus.
So I do have a number of questions that your little statement there kind of raised in my mind here. Number one, why is it that you want to kill Tiamat if she's already dead? Because I'm assuming you have to be dead to be in hell.
No, that's not true at all. Tiamat is a god. She was bound here by Asmodeus, who is the ruler of hell. But word has gotten around that she may have broken free of her restraints.
I was going to ask. That's going to be my next question. If you've already got her tied up, why is it that you just want us to go and kill her? Because it seems like a little bit overkill, if you don't mind the expression.
She was broken out somehow. We don't know how. And Asmodeus has tasked me with killing her. So,
Also, we're not.
Who's tasked you? Who did
Asmodeus.
that?
Asmodeus.
I have a question. He says from the ground. If you don't have to be dead to get down here, why is it we's dead?
Because if you come in the normal way or the undead way, or if you come in when you're still alive, the terminology down here gets really weird.
It's like air conditioning. It's backwards.
Yeah. So you would come in on the first layer of hell, and well, you might not have made it through the gate. So this way you died. I was able to bring you to the 9th layer of hell, where you could potentially find help and perhaps some more powerful items in order to help you to slay Tiamat.
Mumbles, it's time for you to go full on necromancer.
Is there a shop down here? Is that what I'm hearing? We can go shopping?
There are many shops in the town of hold 1 second.
Holding?
And in the town of Melshim.
What was the holding again? I didn't catch that part. You just said to hold, and now I'm just kind of grasping at straws.
It's just out of this cave and that direction.
Is that the largest city we can see?
You've got this really bad habit of just pointing randomly at things, and I'm not really. The last time it kind of ended with me dead, and I don't really like it. Could you be a little bit more specific, maybe?
It's the big city that you see when you walk outside.
Okay, that helps. Thank you very much.
There may or may not be any things to purchase. It's more of a bartering system down here, you know, for favors and other such things. So I'm sure you could potentially find someone in there willing to gift you with various trinkets or magical items in exchange for favors or doing different tasks for them.
And then we have to get to the first layer of hell?
Yeah, that's going to be another adventure all in itself. Because, you know, once you get all the stuff that you think you'll need, then you'll have to traverse the layers of hell in order to get back to the first layer of hell. Where hopefully she'll still be. She may make her way down to you. I don't know what the timetable is on this thing. I just know I gotta get it done.
Well,
I'm on the clock.
What if we were to pass her on the way and she's going down and we're going up? And how do we know?
You'll know her when you see her. She's pretty big. I hear she has 5 heads. So yeah, I don't really know that much about her. Because you know, they only teach you what you need to know, and apparently I didn't need to know. So if you you might want to do a little bit of figuring that out on your own.
This does raise another question, because he's talking about all these different layers of hell and things like that. Are they just different layers and they're just kind of interchangeable, really, or are they worse or are they better, depending on whether you're going up or going down?
Well, it kind of depends on what you define as worse and what you define as better.
Well, I mean, this is kind of already the worst place I've ever been in my life, and I really don't like it, and I kind of hate you with every fiber of my being for putting me here.
But you're signing the contract, dude.
But aside from that, I'm trying to figure out if this is going to get worse for me or better for me the higher up in the levels of hell that we go, or the lower down in the levels of hell that we go. Because I don't really know if the 9th is the 9th the top level or the bottom level, because it's kind of
the 9th is the bottom level.
Okay,
so the 9th is the bottom. So I've only ever been through the 9th layer, the 8th layer, and the 5th layer, I believe.
You skipped a couple.
Let me check my mental notes.
It must be nice to have a little Rolodex in your head like that to be able to look through it.
I'm sorry, what's a Rolodex?
It's when you're trying to avoid getting hit by something that's falling, you roll a dex.
I tried that earlier, it didn't work out very well.
Right, see, so you probably should mention that and give him ideas about things. because we are in hell.
Oh, there's the third layer of hell. Yeah.
Third?
So I've been to the 8th, the 9th, and the 3rd.
Would you say
And
that
you
the third was better or worse than this one?
I didn't like the 3rd. It was very, very gross up there. And very it was just a nasty place. It's called the sewer of hell for a reason.
Out of context, is this literally like Dante's Inferno?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, all right. That explains everything I need to know.
Right. So we can't go any lower, right?
No, there all the way from here is up.
But it sounds like we could skip a layer or two, just jump around to the 3rd from the 8th.
No, I have special abilities that allow me to move around like that, just based on where Asmodeus needs me at the time.
Those are very convenient. It's amazing that you can't give those to us too. I mean, since you already gave us like all this godly power and everything as soon as we come down here,
there
you
is
can't
a
give us the
limit to
power
my abilities. So,
Mr. Wizard, can you maybe teleport now? If you think real hard and strain all the muscles in your body, could you maybe do it?
I would like to. Act.
Speaking of, there are a few caveats to the powers I've given you. So if you leave the 9 hells without prior contract amendments, all of the powers go away. And you'll be back to your mortal selves.
So you're saying that we can just leave the contract and just not do anything and just go back to 11 like we were before?
Oh no!
I could still make it back for the bearded broccoli stew.
If you don't fulfill the contract, then you die, like actually die.
We already did that once.
Yeah, but you come back here, but instead of being in your body, you're like this really oozy, gross-looking thing. It's pretty gnarly, and you just live a sad existence for the rest of your forever, because you don't ever die. Well, unless an adventurer kills you, but then you're just reincarnated again as something that's worse. I can't really think of anything that's worse than that.
Well, that's pretty much the life he's already been living, so like I don't really think there's a big change there for him.
I mean, he would never get to see his mother again, and apparently that's a really big deal to him.
Please don't get him started on the daggum soup.
So, you can't leave, or you lose your powers. You can't use any long-range teleportation spells. They don't work down here for some reason. I have to have a special hall pass to actually use my ability to do that. It has
nothing to do with some amulet of plane shifting that may have happened.
It may or may not. Teleportation doesn't work. There are a few places that I know of that have teleportation circles to different places.
Could you tell us?
They work.
Could you tell us?
But they are only circle to circle. There is one. The only one I know of is in the court of Asmodeus himself. So good luck using that one.
Well, I mean, if we're here doing his bidding, he should be very happy to have us, I think.
So he's the one in charge of hell? Like, he's in charge of hell?
Yeah, he's in charge of hell. He doesn't know you're here. So if you mind not telling him, that would be great.
It's like a major complication.
Because I'm the one that's supposed to be doing this, but I can't do it alone. So I did it the best way I knew how. I just went back to the mortal plane, found the 3 most worthless. I mean, the 3 best people I could find, and yeah, that's why we're here.
As you look down, I'm actually clipping my toenails with my teeth.
Best I could find.
Still on the ground from where I fell earlier.
That was in character and out.
So really, what you're saying is that you're kind of a lazy of sort, and you're shirking your responsibility and trying to push it off on us.
It's not that I'm lazy. It's that I'm efficient.
Right.
And I don't want to die.
So, seeing as how Asmodeus is in charge, but he doesn't know we're here, and we're in the bottom level of hell, and you say that there's a bartering system with favors and stuff for things, I mean, what's really to stop me, since I'm already in hell, from just, setting everybody on fire and going on about my day?
Well, first of all, everyone down here is immune to fire, so that's not going to help you. Second of all, the contract. Did you not? That's why you signed the contract.
I mean, the details of the contract are really kind of unclear. We've been over this. It wasn't not necessarily read very carefully. What is the what part of the contract prevents him from just like killing everyone?
The part of the contract that says that he is only to kill Tiamat or those that are deemed to be lesser.
I mean that leaves a lot of gray area because number one,
it really does, but
who is deciding
the contract knows, so it's kind of it's a magical binding contract. So if you tried to kill somebody that the contract's like now, then it just doesn't work. Like you just tried to attack me twice, and you saw how that turned out.
So when you say immune to fire, I mean, how immune is immune to fire?
Like they could be standing in lava and nothing is going to hurt them.
You said we were resistant, not immune.
You are resistant, not immune. Yes.
But everyone else is immune?
Pretty much. I mean, not everyone, but...
That's hardly fair.
I mean, I didn't write the rules. I wrote the contract, but I didn't write the rules.
I spit out a toenail.
This really seems like you didn't think this through very well, and you're just kind of trying to push everything off on us, even though it's entirely your responsibility, and I still don't really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, you gotta read those contracts, pal.
Yeah, alright. Immune to fire. Okay.
Out of curiosity, are there like hell goats or anything in it down here?
That kind of puts a damper on some things being immune to fire now.
There might be. I've never seen one.
I suddenly feel this near overpowering urge to go and find some hell goats and start raising them. They could be very useful for bartering.
Well, so in your specific contract, you wanted to be able to please your mother. So as part of your contract, if you fulfill this contract, the farm that you were supposed to be protecting is yours.
I don't necessarily know if that would be pleasing to my mother or not, but it'd be a nice thing to do for a time, perhaps.
I mean, you noticed the chest that was full of arrows and bows and crossbows? Bolts and stuff? Yeah, that magical enchantment stays. It's just there now. So, like, it's just an unlimited supply. You could just set up a shop of bows and crossbows and make a fortune. It's really, really unfair, actually.
That seems like a very useful thing.
Really wreck the economy.
Now that you mentioned it, I'm kind of planning on it. It's going to be pretty fantastic.
So this is where inflation was invented. It's a ninth level of hell.
I mean, there's also bartering down here.
Oh god, I love this so much already.
I mean, like, I've got a couple of different things, like criteria that my mother was trying to get me to accomplish, and owning a farm was not necessarily on the list, but like fame, fortune. What was the other one? Oh yes, an adventure.
To be the supplier for the entire realm of Faerun, for bows and arrows and crossbows, not to mention the sheep and the goats.
I mean okay. You make a good point. There would be a lot of fame and fortune, and I think this certainly does constitute as an adventure. Out of curiosity, she did have one more little criteria, which I would really appreciate it if you didn't mention here in front of my...
Yes, I know the one. Winks at you.
Is there perhaps a possibility that along the way we might be able to encounter something that would help with the complete...
I mean, I don't know which way you're swinging, but there's a lot of female goats out there.
You know, that's very helpful information, but it's not necessarily what I was looking for. But I appreciate your enthusiasm for helping me bring that to pass.
I mean, hey, I don't judge, man.
Well, apparently you do.
He does have a point, it seems.
Yes, I do have a point. As you can see, it's right here at the end of my sword. It's right there. You see that there's the point right there.
Yes, that's the one.
So do you have like a map of the area or something?
Nope.
Does it?
Right.
It seems as though perhaps the best thing we could do, for a number of reasons, is to leave this fellow behind and maybe go down to the little town there, Malshim, I think you called it, and we can go down there and we can try and find if someone down there has a map, then we can find our way out of the 9th level of hell, because that doesn't seem like a very friendly place to be in the first place.
I mean, I never told you about the 8th layer of hell, but it's like extremely frigid up there. Like you could die in a matter of seconds.
I'm from the mountains.
Just from the extreme cold.
I'm from the mountains.
Right, but,
I'm sure.
but just to be clear, the people in the cold are still immune to fire.
Some of them, yeah.
You know, I'm looking for a loophole here, pal, and I ain't trying to get out of I'm just looking for something to help me now that I'm all powerful. All right, just a little bit. A little, everything in your power, you said, to help me.
Maybe it's time for you to learn some new spells. I'm just saying. Maybe fire's not your...
You know, we'll get to that later.
So you see, when I said everything within my power to help you, I've literally just given you all of my power.
Oh.
If it wasn't for this contract, you could very easily kill me right now.
Yes, I'd like to finish the contract for another reason.
Yeah. I'm really just trying to figure out, can the cold people get hit by fire?
They could be hit by it.
They could be hit by it. Whether it affects them or not depends on the person. I don't know everybody that's in hell. Sheesh.
You're almost as helpful as the guy who can't hear.
What?
I've helped you as much as I possibly can.
You know, it seems like everything that you've done has just made things worse. Because, like, this morning,
Yeah,
when I was leaving my farm...
I can see that.
I was having quite a nice time in my forest. That's true. Yeah, I don't know about you fellers, but I think I'm done with this lunatic here. I'm gonna go to that there town.
Okay.
Apparently, if we're gonna be going up to the 8th level where it's really cold, perhaps you and me, little friend, we should get a coat or something to keep us warm while we're up there.
I mean, I am just wearing this toga. I should probably get...
Is that really a toga, or is it really more of a loincloth?
You know, a little of both. It started as a toga. That was a few hundred years ago, too.
Why is it brown?
Why are you red?
I thought it was white. It's hot down here. It's like it's constant sunburn. That's what this is.
But I thought you said that you were immune to fire.
I'm not immune to fire.
Oh.
I'm resistant to fire, but I'm not immune to it.
Does that mean that in a couple of hours we're all going to be red like you?
I mean, I don't know. Depends on your complexion, melatonin levels. I don't know. I mean, you're resistant to fire now too, so.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm gonna start walking away.
Mr. Thurkear, it seems like you could come in red after all.
Yeah, I'm getting a feeling that I probably shouldn't be, slinging fire around or anything like that, since we're in hell and all that. Takes me a little bit,
I mean, it's not like you're going to set anything else on fire that's not already burning.
That's also true. So I guess that, burning things down that ain't supposed to be really won't happen to me here. You're walking away? Where are you walking? I'm going to cast Ray of Frost at him as he walks away.
Okay.
To test how powerful I am.
All right, roll it. A 17 misses.
Aww. Dang it.
Can I accidentally turn into a spider?
Sure. So you're walking away, just stomp, 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 and you think, man, I sure am hungry. Last time, you know what? I could go for some spider right now. And about that time, and you're a spider, and you don't even realize it. You're just.
Well, that is certainly unusual.
That's kind of disturbing.
I don't think I've ever seen that happen before.
What?
I don't think I have either. Should we follow him?
Is it
I
is he
feel
like
like
a
you'll get into
normal
trouble.
spider, or is he kind of like a big spider?
No, he's a giant spider.
Mm.
He's actually bigger now than he was before.
Makes sense.
You know, he can't hear very well. I feel like we should go with him.
No, maybe.
So you say that, and now in the spider form, he can hear you perfectly well.
I heard that, young whippersnapper.
Right,
amazing
sure.
how
Now
it's-
you can hear.
It's
Yes,
amazing how all
but
these
you
species
can't
are
you can't understand him though. All you hear is.
As I'm walking away, I'm just telling my life story out loud to anyone who happens to be listening. As a spider.
Yeah.
We should probably keep that
You
for
look
him.
around and you start seeing a trail of spiders following behind you, smaller spiders.
That seems very useful. I don't know what this could be the way that we could get a bunch of stuff to go up to the 8th level, because nobody likes spiders, and if a giant one walks into town with a whole bunch of little ones behind him, I don't think anyone's going to stick around long enough. They're going to burn down all the stuff that's already on fire.
That's actually kind of a really good idea. Okay. Let me see. Hold on, let me look at something. Hey, can I use minor illusion to make like a group of little spiders to follow behind him?
He's
There's
already
al-
got a following of spiders behind him. But yeah, you could definitely use it.
I want to do that. I want to make mine.
Yeah, so it just looks like there's even more spiders following behind him.
That's so much fun.
I'm gonna reach down for one, turn back into a human elf. I'm an elf. Turn back into an elf. Just pick up one of the spiders and eat it.
All right, roll me a d20. Just straight d20.
12.
All right, you reach down and you manage to grab one that's not an illusion, and you pick it up and eat it.
Crunchy.
Well, as we're walking away, I'm going to turn back and I'm going to say, Mr. Borgeth, I just want you to know that although we are going to probably do your little quest here, I hate you with every fiber of my being. I think you're a terrible I think you're a terrible person. I don't like what you've done to me. I don't really know what to do about it though, so I'm just kind of gonna go along with it for now, and have a nice day, I suppose.
Yeah, so you turn around to say all this, and by the time you get finished, you realize that he's not there. He's gone.
I think he felt my intent, whatever it was, and then I'll trail it off after the other folks.
All right.
All right, so you
Y'all
guys
got
start
quiet
your
back
journey.
there again. I heard you for a little while, but now you went back to your mumbling.
You start your journey back towards towards the city of Melstream. As you get to it, there is a large wall surrounding the city, and there are buildings of all sizes. Once you get inside, there are all manner of people. You see different kinds of devils, and some of them more ghastly looking than the others. Some of them are I've already forgotten his name.
Borgeth.
Borgeth has described to you that they're kind of like, it looks like mud ooze, but like skin almost, just kind of slothing across the ground, and they look like they're in agony the entire time. But you also see various different races down here. You see dwarves and elves, and you see goblins, and you see just all manner of different. You see minotaurs. Pretty much any race that you've ever encountered in life, you can pretty much pick it out. There also are several other races and demons and stuff that, or not demons, devils and stuff that you've never heard of or never seen before in your life. Lots and lots of diversity going on. There doesn't seem to be a lot of infighting or anything that you can tell. People just going about their day. There are shops all around. There are places that look like they would be taverns or places to stay. And it's just it's an unusual town, city, uh, being full of hot and rock and devils and all this stuff. But I mean, it's not as hellfire and brimstone as you expected it to be. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Nice. Nice.
I mean, besides the fact where you killed us all, that was a lot of fun.
I mean, even that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Listen,
Hey,
let's
y'all
just
killed
look
an
for a
entire
second.
squad.
Let's just think for a second about the fact that as a level 1 wizard, I only missed 1 fireball, right? Everything landed. As soon as I'm level 20, I make 2 attack rolls, don't get above a 15.
I mean, Gavi killed twice as much as you.
And like the one that you missed was
That's
the most
accurate.
important one.
That's accurate, but also unfair.
Just saying, he killed 6, you killed 3, the goblins and the hobgoblins also killed 3.
All right. So at the very least, I earned my participation trophy.
I got 0. But I did run up and almost hit one.
You did.
And
you
then
get the gold sticky star for enthusiasm.
So you rolled a 15 on that. His AC was 17.
my AC is 17 too. And that was with a +6. It was a bad roll, man.
Say now that I have my shield back up, my AC is 18. It was 19, and then I changed my secondary class.
My AC is ridiculous. It's stupid high.
What's your AC?
When I'm in combat, it's 23.
Oh.
I'm not tanking anymore. You can tank all the hits.
All right, well.
Matthew, would you like to close out the stream?
You want me to close it out, or you can?
You close it out. It's your stream.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for hanging out, everybody. We will be back in 2 weeks. We're doing this campaign every other Tuesday, so make sure you tune in. And if you want to catch up, go to youtube.com/MonkeyDKS, and we will see everybody later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Oh, this is going to be the wrong button. Hold on. I am unprepared.
Oh.